Good afternoon and welcome to Ballymore Stadium for the second and final round of the 2023 Challenger Series. The boys are up first today with last week's winners, the Reds Development 15, taking on the Challenger 15. Gloomy conditions here in the River City for this clash. That southeaster booted out the heat wave late last week, and it brought some chill and patchy rain with it. Martin Lippiott here with you for the call. And joining me is one man who welcomed the cooler weather. It's current Chukoku Red Regu Lions player and East Tiger tragic, Mr. Edward Quirk. Welcome, Quirky.
Thanks again for having me. As you said, dark and gloomy day, but I think what we saw last week from these gents out there on the field with all these new sets of rules, it's looking like it's going to be another good hit out. Yes,
and it was a game of two halves, and it started off all Challenger 15. They were on a real hot run. Maressa Mataitini gets across first, and what an exciting game it was.
Yeah, it was sort of end-to-end stuff, and you see there we've got 26 combined points on either side, but I think both teams really used the ball well, and like as you see, the physicality's there on both ends. It didn't matter if it was the Challenger 15 or the Reds, they were really showing up.
And it wasn't a one-sided affair. Melly Drew here putting the afterburners on, getting through early into that second half, and this is where the Reds Development 15 really switched on. They really found some full. Mac really, geez, wasn't he exciting?
Oh, mate, massive, and we saw that all in his stats with meters and gains and all his breaks, and you see there just an awesome finish. And look, I think it's a great hit out for both sides. Obviously, the Development 15 really looking to gel and connect, and same with the Reds.
And we've got here the Reds Development 15 team is Quirky. Who's standing out for you?
Josh Nasser, obviously coming back for his first start after a big injury layoff. We've got Matt Truquel, obviously been over in France, applying his trade and back home. Harry McLaughlin-Phillips obviously steered the ship massively there. We've got some impact from Max Craig, and Lawson Crichton will be coming off the bench to make some impact and pick that tempo up.
And it is going to be a cracking affair. Deep benches on both sides. The Challenger 15 today, they've got a good little team that's coming out as well.
Yeah, massive. Obviously a big pack. We've got George Francis who's probably going to be trying to lead the charge there with getting on the front foot using that big frame. Adam Korzik, again, back from overseas, applying his trade back at UQ, his home where he grew up. We've got Jake Pappen, again, steered east to a semi-final. Great player. Chris Kurandrani, a well-known name that we all know across the world. Again, it's good to see him back playing club rugby. And then, as you said, we've got a long list there of some really good talent coming out of the club. But Varesai Mataitini will be one to watch again, live wire.
And the punters here in the McLean stand, a couple of shardies, it looks like, Quirky. What a nice afternoon. Free entry here at Ballymore, the National Rugby Training Centre, the spiritual home of rugby here in Queensland. So wonderful to be back here. We've only got one more game. I think we've got a few more coming up, but yeah, relatively clear today. Those southeasterlies, they're bringing a bit of chill. We're about 13, 14 degrees cooler than we were 4 days ago here in the kind of sunshine state today. Quirky, what's your feeling about today? How's it going to go? Because based on what we saw last week, both teams had some pretty significant strengths, but it did work out for the Reds Development 15 in the end.
It did. We saw the Challenger 15. They had a fast start, and that was the key there. Obviously, they've had the whole week to sort of work on those things that didn't quite click, and it was, look, another week again for both teams to sort of cement some combinations. But I think both teams will be looking for a fast start, as we saw. The Challenger 15 set piece, very strong there. You know, Scott Higginbotham's running that train there with the line out, so we saw some awesome stats around sort of line out completion, some mauls. So, and look, again, the Reds Development 15, a few new guys trickling in, a few guys pushed to the bench, but I think those guys will be looking to make some huge impact when they get on. And you know, I think Les Kiss is probably looking forward to guys just putting in a good first 40 and letting the rest of the guys bring it home. But we're looking for an exciting one.
And Stefan Garci leading them out, the Reds Development 15. Recently came back to the Sunnybank Club over the last year, had his first kid. So exciting time for him. He's been in and around the world. And there's Connor Anderson, a real talismanic figure, Quirky, for the Bulldogs and the Reds this year.
Yeah, look, he's a great breakdown threat, and not that we've seen that leave the game of late, but recently there's, rugby's all about running threats and big ball carriers, but he's someone who's sort of defined his role as a bit of a menace at the breakdown, and he wears that on his sleeve.
And leading them out, Cohen Herbert, captain of the Magpies in a re-emergent year. He's captain of the Challenger 15 today, got some good pilfers last week. Also got himself a try early on in the piece. And you want to talk about someone who knows how to play the man opposite him. He's also a man that understands how to negotiate things with referees, Quirky, and I think that's a real quality. And they've got a bit of a taskmaster out there today, Damon Murphy, our man in the middle with the whistle, George Myers and Jeremy Markey running the sidelines. And I think for me today, the focus is going to be on that shot clock. Northern end, they've got a big clock, and they're going to be telling them how fast they've got to get these things done. And based on how much ball and play time we saw last week, going to be some tired bodies at the northern end of the field when that clock starts to tick over. Here's our scoreboard at the end, just to keep us all abreast with what's going on as well. But plenty of footy to come at you here. We are moments away. We are off and running here for the second and final match of the Challengers series. The restart will go out wide, and it'll be a line out to get things started. And geez, line outs were an interesting affair last week, weren't they, Quirky?
It was. Elated before that, Scott Higginbotham only, again, had a week to work with these guys, and yeah, there was something special there. So I think they've really clicked, and I think another week for them to prepare is only going to be better as well.
First line out will go to Connor Anderson, Reds 15. Ball in hand, rumbling forward. They didn't do well off the driving mauls last week. They only had 2. One scored a try, and I believe they lost the other. So they've lost it off the back. Herbert picks it up. There it is for Cooper Jones. Bounce pass across for Navosai-Lungi, who gets wrapped up well by Fluke. Bit of a scramble here for the Challenger 15, but the door is open, and they are off and running here on the short side. Whiteside is trying to stay in the field of play, but he's getting dragged by Matt Smith. Now it's turned over with the Reds, 15. Worshen out here for his captain in Fangasi, one of the more seasoned front rowers, playing in both sides today. Nasser, his first start, acting half for a moment. Welcome back, Josh Nasser, to the arena. Worshen out here for McLaughlin Phillips. Greeley on the toe, getting through some space. Goes through, but he's dragged down over the top. Challenger 15 looking for it. Now a pick and go as the Reds 15 try to find their way through. The door is open for Anderson, and it'll be first points for the Reds Development 15.
Great build-up there. Obviously, line-out pressure, great kick-off, uncaught by the Challenger 15. Again, I'm loving it just in this first 2 minutes there, that breakdown pressure on either side. We saw 2 turnovers. Again, Damon Murphy letting the game go. As you can see here, just look, good solid carries, early cleans. Again, just not set. Connor Anderson, what a great line there. And it's probably the movement by Lewis Regan there, just here, early pass, knowing when to pass off the ground and when he has to run a little bit. As we can see here, he's just picking and choosing. That's a perfect hole.
Conversion is successful, so the Reds Development 15, they've hit the ground running this week. They got ambushed last week, and I spoke with Les Kiss during the week, and he said first half definitely went to them. We got it done in the second, but you could just detect not the way he wanted to see them play, and I think there might have been a few whips cracked this week.
I reckon there would have been a few whips cracked there straight away on Monday.
Now the restart is an absolute skyball. It's recovered, though, by Chris Kurandrani. Pops it back for Kappa. Now it's with the 4-try man from last week, Molisua Malalungi. Now at the right, here's Jaden Christian. His stint with the Rebels seems to be done and dusted. That's why we get to see him playing here today. Another Brothers Premiership player, Kappa. Cooper Jones out to the left. Hands from Jaden, sends it out the back. Whiteside scrambles. He's met head on, though. He's brought down by the young face, John Bryant, the number 8 from South. I really like that kid.
huge personality to watch, Johnny Bryan. Lucky to have a little bit of work to do with him there in the academy. A big body, recently upgraded to the Red squad. Made a great kid, and again, a stalwart for Souths, and he's a junior there too. So, good breakdown presence, big physical body. But I think the thing we've got to be watching with him too is his ball carries and his offload. He's just got a huge engine.
Here I am.
So really interesting numbers out of last week, Quirky. For anyone at home that's not familiar, ball and play time, it might seem at times a little insignificant, but the boys last week played 37 minutes 40. Now, to put that into context, regular QPR games averaged about 29 minutes, and then Super Rugby matches, which is what these players are aspiring to by being here, 35. So 30 minutes 40, that's a lot of time to be playing footy.
It's a lot of time, and I think that's why we see those water breaks come very often. So
now, here they go with the Reds of Element 15 finding some space. Greeley punches it low, doesn't want to give away a cheat mark inside the 50, one of the law variations. Now it's with McLaughlin Phillips. What can the Wonder Kid do? Takes it to the line, brought down hard by Cooper Whiteside. Worship digging in deep there, gets it away. Greeley. Nice little carry once again there for Tana Wilson, the young Colt. Didn't even feature for Brothers this year, but it's great to see him here as Jaquel holds on to it by the skin of his teeth on this near side, and it's still alive with Brian in the midfield charging forward. You get some Etzebeth vibes from that young man. Over to the right, McLaughlin Phillips. The pass is left behind by Blake. Fluke scrambles. Play back on halfway. Challenger 15, twisting the screws. Jaquel pops it for McLaughlin Phillips, who holds on as they cross into the Challenger 10. Blake with that flailing, fantastic mullet out the back. Now it's with Drew. Blake again. Sitting in that first corridor, working well off Worsham. Ooh, and now the pass will be pushed long. It'll be knocked on, and it will be a scrum and or set piece for the Reds 15.
Seeing little bit of untidiness there at the back of the breakdown. One thing I do really want to highlight is what I'm seeing on the Red side. We've got Matt Cleary, he's stepping up, and as we see him there, he's stepping up on that right side to almost play a second 10. And you've got sort of Harry McLaughlin Phillips there on that left side, and it gives them two options either side. So you've got Lewis, he'd be sitting at the base of that ruck every time, hearing these guys talking to man the ball. So very interesting tactic. Generally, sometimes we see that with the 10 and 12 combination, but I think the Reds have seen something there that they can play with.
So, valuable time being chewed up here. And it's really interesting because just looking at sheer size value, I like the Challenger 15's pack a little bit more. Quirky, we're both forwards, and I think size appreciates size.
Definitely. I think the shot clock probably wouldn't, well, they wouldn't appreciate the shot clock with sheer size, but I don't know if it's the colour of the jersey, but there are some massive men out there that look like they're pretty keen to, one, have a rest, but two, get some contact in. And this is where it all starts up front.
Worship throws it in. Great shove from the Reds 15. They've got the penalty advantage. Now they're flying up. Tim Ryan gets his first touch. Now it's with Anderson. Smith. Bring it back. Domination at scrum time, paying the mortgage.
Damon Murphy's definitely put his hand up for that one. not that we could see it there, but huge scrum. Seth Fagaze obviously working during the week with Josh Nassar and George Blake. There's a, they've had that combination through, this year with some footy. Obviously, Josh Nassar having that big injury at the back end, but I think throughout the weeks that is a really good combination. And look, it's no mean feat up front with Francis and Christian there. That was a very powerful display.
Another take for Anderson. They go the trick play into the corridor with Tana Wilson playing it up the tram tracks. Blake. 7-0 the score, 9 minutes in. Now Jaquel fires up. Round the corner, looking for some points. Anderson gets busy, but Bryant falls short as they'll come back.
I'll take the point.
Offside is the call against the Challenger 15.
Microphone. Oh, jeez.
Looking a little off their feet at the moment, the Challenger 15.
They are. I think, look, accumulative pressure there, just some big, strong carries in pods of 3 is what we're seeing. The ball off the back of that ruck is quick, as we're seeing another line out. Connor Anderson's sort of been the go-to man, but just picked off there, so that's a great read by the Challenger 15.
Now they've got it, the Reds 15. Looking is Menimbi.
Look at McGrilly where he's using self-control.
Now, here it is, so a lost opportunity for the Challenger 15. Menimbi recently coming off a couple of years with the Drua Super Rugby. It's a hell of a restart, but they've given it to Ryan, who gives it away for Anderson, who decides to wind it up over about 30. McLaughlin Phillips, Drew, cutting out wide. Here it is for Greeley, breaks the first. Greeley going forward through the slaloms, slaps it down, and it'll be try number 2 for the Reds. Development 15.
If there's anyone who, one, can show a clean pair of heels, as well as outrageous footwork, that's that man there. I think the good thing how, the Reds have just done a settler there, so pretty much hitting up one of their big men. Connor Anderson been very busy. And look, it's simplicity is best. Guys running good holes, simple hands. But again, Matt Greeley just with that footwork, that evasion. Again, we're just quick ball. That's the key there. Ball out in front, passing, great lines, stiff arm. And again, the awareness to sort of cut back in, but he had a lot of work to do to fight to get there, so he's on the board again, which is good to see. Again, another great talent in Queensland Rugby.
Second conversion here for McLaughlin Phillips. Got one from the other side, and he won't be able to repeat the effort here on the left. Reds Challenger 15 in the lead, 12 points to 0. And Connor Anderson, head of steam coming into that one, but he's met pretty well by Korchi.
Yeah, some good contact, and that's probably what we all want to see from the heavies, really, and then let these whippets do their thing out there on the sides.
There's the good take from Menimbi. Now McLaughlin Phillips inside the 22. Now it's here with Shawnee Farrell. Disappointed he doesn't have any cornrows in today like he did during the regular season. Cooper Jones on the short side finds Sperling. Dolby Wheatman now. Kurandrani. Question marks, will he be back at the Gallopers in season 2024? My Spidey sense says yes, as Jaden Christian evades fellow Brethren's player Tana Wilson. Come back, another penalty, and this was actually a common throw I thought last week. Reds Development 15 gave away a lot of penalties last week, and I think it gifted a lot of opportunities for the Challenger to get close, hence 4 tries off the back of driving balls.
Well, that's it. With the tempo speeding up, I think around this area here, around the ruck, that's probably especially where majority of all those ill-disciplined parts came from. And again, the Challenger 15, having a week to prepare, as I said, Scott Higginbotham's really worked him in. around their maul, and they've really come up strong. Their detail's really good, as we saw through our stats there. 13 from 16, 4 maul tries. So I think we're going to see something pretty similar. I'm not thinking an off-the-top backs play here.
Well, Molly Su'e-Malalangi got 4 off here. I don't think he's going to very easily give this one away. To the back he goes, and Korchik pops it down for Cupper. It's a trick play. They're tricking everybody. Now around the corner. Here's Korchik again. They're going hard. Kurandrani, foot to the floor, looking for the line. He's short. Now out the back. Pappen goes himself. Gets brought down. Cooper Jones goes back against the grain, finds the captain in Cohen Herbert. Kurandrani swings it out once more. And challenger 15 looking for their first way through, but they're going to get the penalty advantage that was awarded to them moments earlier.
Had to eat my words there on the back of the end of that maul. So both teams exercising their trick plays that they've obviously done during the week. Again, you spoke about it before. It's probably that discipline in this area where the Reds do not want to give the challenger 15 a crack down there. Just what we saw last week, just the momentum from that maul leading to tries. So again, challenger 15 need to take an opportunity here and probably have a settler and see if they can suck everyone in for big Chrissy Kurandrani running short. That's what we want to see.
We've got to remember new challenger rules. You can't add any more players to a driving maul off a liner than are present. And it looks like they're going back to the Old Faithful. Off the back he goes again. This is how he scored number 4 last week. Su'e-Malalangi just short of the 5. Picking and going is Tautela Tasi. And the globe-trotting centre shows his class and gets the challenger 15 on the board.
First try of the afternoon for the challenger 15.
Great ball, great technique, good lifting, good throwing. And we can see just that pop off the back, a one-on-one. I think what I love about that is just holding the feet and buying time. And you'd think he is part of that maul, Tussie, just with his size. With that pick and driver, he's obviously seen an opportunity that the guy's getting caught up in the maul. Great decision, good to keep the ball moving. Could have easily just sealed and cleaned here. Saw an opportunity for a one-on-one. Great start. As I said, they camped down there, just 2 penalties, ill discipline, and they've made them pay.
And it'll be conversion unsuccessful for Whiteside. Challenger 15 trailing the Reds Development 15, 5 points to 12. Tautela Tasi. What a story career he's had so far. Where will he go next? Who knows? Obviously played for the Surfers Paradise Dolphins as a junior. Reds Academy, Bond, Waratahs, Rebels. Just coming back from a stint with the Toronto Arrows across the Pacific. So exciting times to see him back in Queensland playing rugby. As we see the Challenger 15 struggling off the restart. Back is the call. Pappen, Whiteside, clears it with the right. Only finds Drew. Here is Drew, straightening up, gets around Farrell, goes inside of number Su'e-Malalangi, who then pops in to steal it back. And the former West Club captain, premiership winning winger, will lose it a phase later. Worship. Numbers lining up here as we see Jaquel losing it to Korchik. Off the deck now for Kurandrani. Now it's with Farrell, one of the slipperiest cats in the Souths team. Now the clearance kick here from Cooper Jones. Cops a touch on the way through, but they've given it to Greeley. The Downlands College product straightens up, gives it to Ryan. One of the new models on the block here at Ballymore. A raft of signings, 5 players out of the Australian under-20s team, all finding contracts heading into 2024. Anderson quickly for Fluke, gets the place back. Good service coming from Worsham. Wilson. Now McLaughlin Phillips out for Menimbi, who gets a couple of good drives in as he crosses the 40. Good speed of ball at the moment as Ryan's got a bit of work to do to beat Sperling. Offloads it back inside. It'll skittle across the deck. Still in play though, says referee Murphy. Now a not release. It was frantic. It was fun. It was exciting, Quirky. But the challenge of 15 as the sun pokes its head back out. Get the ball. And we'll look to move it down the field.
Absolutely manic stuff there. I've just been having my eye on the clock. I think that was a good 4.5, 5 minutes of play. And we spoke about that ball in playtime. Guys would be grabbing at the knees at the moment.
And the funny thing is, and you can probably attest this more, when we get to these kind of combined teams, you know, like what NRC was, unless you get a lot of time in the saddle, defence is always going to be the weakest part of both teams. That's why I think you always see these high-scoring games, but the boys are really switched on. And the service so far from both sets of halves have really opened the door to a lot of magic.
Exactly.
Oh, they're off again and running with Cohen Herbert, who gets ankle tapped by Worshen. And then the captain picks and goes again. Out the back now. Pappen. In the centres, Sperling coming off his wing. Seems to be a real trait in Australian rugby at the moment. Cooper Jones. Pappen. Tarsi. Sole try scorer has it stripped away by Fluke. It'll be loose and Namo Sailangi scrambles to get it, throws it back even further. Now Brady has to clean it up. But we've got a litany of things to catch up on, and David Murphy's going to bring us back to the 40. But the magic, Quirky.
I love all that. There's a little bit of soccer in all of this. So as we're seeing leading, so again, challenge of 15, I think they've seen something there with what the Reds are doing defensively. So great little trick play through the middle there. Simple, but what an ankle tap there. And again, Tarsi with a good carry, but Josh Fluke just with the mindset to attack that ball, which, again, we don't actually see a lot of people attacking the ball instead of the man. So very smart play.
Josh Fluke, I think he's unlucky that he's not in France at the moment. Just had a string of injuries too late in the season to get him ready. But he's definitely one that when he's on song and he's fit, he's playing good footy. And it's great to see him getting around here as the half arm is given to the challenge of 15, and they will bring it back because I think we've got some dissent, and that was one of the cardinal sins of the Challenger series. So half arm to full arm, and now the Challenger 15 get to take it all the way down to the 4X hill.
Again, going back to their game that they love. We've got those heavy boys. You know, Francis, there's a lot of weight up front, so there's going to be a lot of pressure on Fugaze and Nasser there in the middle. And we can sort of see it. There's that long bind there. And then George Blake just, again, knees pretty high, and there's just a lot of weight coming through there. So that's a hard one to keep up.
Yeah, Malcolm Buai, Shane Kennedy, a couple of Tigers. Sitting either side of Campbell as the line-out trickery is undone by a not-so-straight throw. Reds, development 15, survive, and they'll get a little bit of a break here.
Great setup. We must have missed a memo on the rule change about every line-out must be a trick play. It seems to be the flow of things going at the moment.
Mate, we're at a David Blaine show.
Yeah, pretty much. I think we've seen one generic line out with them all, and I think we've had 10 trick plays. So, look, it makes for a good afternoon of watching, I must admit. But just unlucky there with the throw. Great setup, but again, challenge of 15. This is a good opportunity for them to put a bit of pressure on.
I don't know if we're going to see any goldfish coming out of people's mouths in the next 60 minutes, but
we could see a few people disappear, but to the bench, maybe.
Oh, I see what you did there, Quirky. Worshen off the back. Reds, development 15 scrum. Now that's two that they've put the Challenger 15 on skates despite the visual size difference. So I think there's some good scrumming technique in play there.
These three have been working very hard over the last few weeks. Been lucky enough to be out of Ballymore doing some stuff with them and actually have the head behind them there for a little bit over the last few weeks. And Simon Craig's been doing some really good technical work with that three up front. And this is an awesome opportunity for them to actually put that into play, that what he's been doing. So Craig, you'd be keeping a big eye on that.
Gusty day here at Ballymore. Southeaster coming in hard over the right-hand shoulder of the Reds development team as Jaquel loses the ball, but then sacks Pappen down for cleaning it up after him. We'll come back for the initial scrum, and I think Pappen was hard done by there.
I think Jaquel was pretty angry and he gave the old schoolyard push.
I think Jaquel just gave him the tradies push. The Carpenter, he's one of the toughest cookies getting round in Hospital Cup, and has a bit of whack on him. And he'll be disappointed he's missed that, and I think old Jakey cops it here for his effort.
Obviously a little bit physically upset with himself there, and no better way to take it out on the opposite
I was about to say, not at himself.
Yeah, he didn't do the old ground hit, he sort of, as you said.
No, because he didn't want to hurt his hand.
Yeah, did the old tradies push there, so...
Have this bag of concrete. Catch. Full arm, and that's 3 on the trot for the Reds Development 15. It's hot stuff. And it's taps all round for the front 3. Fangasi, Nasser and Blake.
I think Nasser too, after coming that long layoff, it's very hard to come back from an ankle injury, again for a hooker in his position.
And it was a really big ankle injury too.
It was a very big ankle injury, and he's done really well to get range back in there, and they're dominating that scrum up front. That's 2 big scrums.
Well, hooker's a really interesting position. Australian rugby has been for the last few years, so keeps flying his trade, maybe minus that throw at the moment, which has gone a bit skew-if and fallen the Challenger 15. Yes, it has. Smith's having a hard day at the bottom of these breakdowns. That's the second outing where penalty's gone against, and he's the last man to crawl out from underneath.
We've seen a great contest at the breakdown too. Again, they've had that second week to sort of apply what they're going to do around that breakdown. And look, to be honest, this was just all pretty messy. Great clean-up. And Harry showing his strength there. Look, Matt Smith's just had to clean up a bit of a messy situation, and it's hard work to do there.
Yeah, Matt Smith. Obviously his brother Alex was one of the more superior defenders and jacklers in the comp, was laid off for half of the regular season, but still managed to stay in top 10 form defensively with minimal games. As we see the driving maul off the back of another successful Challenger line out, and Molly Sue Malalangi's looking a little bit more comfortable there as they've now gotten penalty advantage. Jones can't get it out. Advantage will be played, and they're going to hunt for the corner, but I have to say, Quirky, the Reds Development 15, they've certainly done some work on this counter maul in the last 7 days.
Yeah, look, looking probably back after their review, 4 maul tries, you know, they set a really good platform. So I think they would have looked at that, and they brought a lot of aggression there. And you see Josh Nasser here at the back doing what big men do best, and just sort of getting stuck and laying there. Pretty smart to sort of slow that down, but here's another opportunity.
Kappa takes, Malalangi receives, and they form up once again. And the seasoned veteran at the back picks and goes himself. Can he get a 5th try in 2 weeks? They shut him down promptly. Now bodies all over the shop, the ball's at the back. Christian picks and goes. Can the big front rower crash over? Now another one, and there it is. Big George Francis grabs a healthy 5-pointer and puts the Challenger 15 behind by 2.
The old 1, 2, 3 there from the big men. Just left their backs out there wanting and waiting and wishing. So with great defence there. We saw 9 and 10 there. Harry McLaughlin-Phillips doing a lot of strength, but hey, it's going to be hard to stop these big men. You got Christian there just getting some really good gain, and George Francis, what he does best, what he's known for is that carry, that grit, and the big man is popping up and he's happy.
He's looking fit, Georgie. He's looking fit. He obviously was part of the Tigers team that notoriously demolished UQ here at Ballymore back in 2020. Had a stint at West, then he had a stint, and he's been over at South ever since. I think Garrick Morgan, who I know is listening from Crow's Nest, is probably whipping him into action as the time ticks down very, very narrowly for Cooper Whiteside, and that's part of the game today. Shot clock, shot clock, shot clock. We want the most amount of minutes to be played, but let's relive a little bit of George Francis special.
As I said, the 1, 2, 3, the big men up front, that's what we want to see. You know, the stuff in tight, and you alluded to it before. The defence is going to be the key today, and it's obviously going to be a bit messy without the connections there.
30 minutes in, it's a 2-point game at the moment, and what a competition it's been. Regardless of the outcome, great indicator of the strength of Australia's best club rugby competition. It's Cooper Jones, it's Kurandrani, flat-footed. The Reds Dev boys starting to swarm the breakdown and push them back as Cooper Jones gets a good box kick away. Drew takes the mark, not inside your 50, son. Have to go forward. Here he is getting swamped down by Nabo Sailangi. Oh, and a fumble from Fangasi in the close channel. Challenger 15 scrambling. Now it's with Pappen after a phenomenal floater got out to him. Tautela Tasi, left-hand side, mixes it with the young gun in Ryan, but it takes the more seasoned hand of Fluke to shut it down. Not a knock-on, off the boot, says referee Murphy. Kappa, back up to the 22, come the Challenger 15. Where did they get this strength and momentum? Herbert scrambles and recovers the ball well. Korchik, now for Kurandrani, who's in quicksand as Nasser drags him down. Whiteside, quickly for Korchik, oh, and that's a bad injury. Adam Korchik's had his knees taken out, that's not a good one.
I think the Eastern European, and it made him just bounce straight back up there.
Well, he's come back from some nasty knee injuries. Korchik, sorry I jumped the gun, two-time premier with UQ in 2017 and 19, fell short in 18 against Jeeps. The UQ pathway player, he's back recently, he's engaged. I know he's looking for a new place to call residence, and just the tackle didn't look good for a moment there, did it, Quirky?
No, look, and it's
the angles.
Yeah, it's incidental. It's a hard one. That's a great low chop, and again, it's just an awkward fall with someone coming over the top. Nothing that anyone can do in that scenario, but we're just happy that everyone's unscathed, and there he is. He's on the bum and he's ready to go for this scrum, so very, very lucky to see that.
Big shove from the Challenger 15, but they've jumped the gun, given away the half arm. They're getting torn apart at scrum time. McLaughlin Phillips now with some room. Drani, the old hand, sees through any trickery from these young bucks. Jaquel offloads it to Anderson, who was not expecting it. And now the ball comes back for the Challenger 15. Another scrum. These benches, they'll be getting primed and ready, Quirky. I don't think it'll be too long before the turnstiles start to roll through.
There will be a couple of guys looking over to the pine to see if they're going to get their chance at having a sit down. Right option there with the offload from Jaquel, but it's just a lot of bodies in the way. There's a bit of a mess in there. Sometimes best to just carry and move forward. And this man on camera, he's been unreal, hasn't he? He's got to work with just hard carries, hard cleans, hard hits, and sometimes that's what you need from these big men.
Led the match last week for the Reds Development 15, 6 jackals and a lot of breakdown and defensive involvements as well. So talent that was carved out of the Store Local Hospital Cup pool and reporting for higher honours. Kurandrani offloads it beautifully to Nabo Sailangi. The winger goes forward, loses a boot in the process. Cooper Jones. Farrell pivots and spins. Says see you later to 2 would-be defenders. Whiteside here for Soy Malalangi. Kurandrani opens the throttle. Now it's with Farrell again. The 22's just ahead. And Farrell, he was a solar eclipse this year for South. He didn't get to play much, but when he did, it was brilliant. As we see the Challenger 15 lose it, and Jaquel taps and goes himself and offloads it nicely there for McLaughlin Phillips, who gets stonewalled as Wershon deposits it down into the Challenger 22. Henderson's there, marking his old mate in Navo Sailungi. As Drew takes it quick. One bounce and Greeley's off and running. Over the top of Fluke, and Ryan will take it. Tim Ryan, the wiry frame, gets through the space, finds Greeley, who comes along for the ride, and now the wingers linking up spectacularly on the right-hand side. Worshin has to scramble and clean it up. Cooper Jones is over the top. What a steal, but it wasn't legal.
Oh, that's going to be, that's a tough one. Obviously found his hands there on the ground, and Damon Murphy very quick to the pocket, but look, we're seeing a great contest there at the breakdown. Awesome contest, and the physicality, I think we're going to see it here in a minute. Tim Ryan down this sideline. We've spoken about him earlier on today. All that under-20 stuff, new to rugby, funny enough, showing a awesome game sense. And then Matt Greeley there, great line. Yeah, I think very hard done by there at the breakdown, but you know, Damon Murphy seeing something around that. And Challenger 15 now without a 9 for the next 10 minutes will be hard.
And NASA misses another one. It's Korchik hacks one 5 metres ahead. We hear the pundits here in the McLean stand giving the fabled Kiwi a bit of banter.
Well, I don't think he's gone for the distance kick there. I think that's one of the, there was a sort of chip, you know, maybe had a little bit of an advantage, so he's seen something just in behind there, but just happened to come off the old shin.
Lisa's out. See that nice long take.
He saw that going out on the opposite 22 very clearly, but obviously something different happened there.
Finkel and own, Finkel and own, Finkel and own. 10 minutes in the bin for Cullen Cooper-Jones. It'll sting, and my best interpretation here is a few too many at the wrong end of the park. As we see another hulking frame come into the fray. Ratsuvio Batumasanga, hailing from Surin, Fiji. A labourer, great story, Quirky. A huge amount of money that he makes he sends home back to Suva to his family. And he's been over here for quite a while. He was here before COVID started, so he's been a good family man, and he's been a very scary wrecking ball for Jeeps for the last few years.
And that's usually the part and parcel of a lot of these guys that are coming over from Fiji and Tonga, and that absolute beast on the field, have the genetics from top to toe, and yeah, what a nice story, and what a good man giving that all back to home.
Right side off back of a Challenger scrum. Ryan's there. Nice little right to left to Drew, and now for Greeley in the middle of the field. 3 steps for Greeley, and Fluke is up next. Pops it off the deck nicely for Bryant, who strangely has been a little bit quiet as Schmidt breaks away from one and crosses the Challenger 10. Anderson beats the first. Anderson brought down by Korchik, and staring each other down at the scrum as we see a nice first carry there for Jeff Tumunga Allen, who's on the field for Fangasi before it's lost. And a kick charge down. We'll see Ryan back into the mix, juking and weaving that very unsurprising frame through situations that he really shouldn't be able to. Now Whiteside on the kick return, one-handed, holding it well. Drops it onto that right, and Drew is back. These two had a couple of brilliant kicking rallies in the Store Local Hospital Cup this year when West and East played one another. Worshin. Great little pop there from Tumunga Allen. You can even hear the pundits in the crowd letting us know that it was. Benimbi. If I'm not mistaken, that's Connor Wellen from the UQ club, and he'll be sitting there with Frank, the UQ manager, as Fluke does something unbelievable, keeps the ball in play and gives Melly Drew an opportunity. Worshin Big shift for him as Menimbi pops it on nicely for Anderson. Gives it back to Tumunga Allen. He's through, fending them off. When did he last score a try? And I'll tell you it's right now. Can you believe it?
How long's he been on? Just for that 4 minute sets of play. How good.
My name is Jeff.
Literally, my name is Jeff. Mate, he had a hand in about 4 or 5 of those plays there. Look, it actually started, I know we saw just that ill pass there, but have a go at this skill. Oh. Fluky under the legs, back to Melly Drew, and it's just his ball work. We've got tired bodies, disconnection there with the challenger. Again, Connor Anderson, we've been saying his name all day, and the big man with the basketball grip, having it all to say. We've seen it, he did that sneaky pick and drive, but no, look, he's idling here for support,
He's
didn't need it.
He's trying to hit bees in the air here, fending them off.
He was very lucky that he had that massive nit on that ball there, because Christian's come over with the overhand right to finish. That's a great start for him, and obviously he looks like he's enjoying his time in Brisbane to start.
Conversion is successful in what has been an entertaining first half. And Fluke, the man who opened the door for this play at the very onset. But geez, it's been a brilliant game, and this was no fluke, Quirky.
Pardon the pun. Yeah, great ball work. Yeah, I think, again, when they're tipping there at the line, it's very hard for the defence, especially disconnected, tired. And then Tumunga Allen, like, how good was that? Just, he was waving wine, wiping paint, he was doing it all in there.
Miyagi Sensei. Now Fluke is going to be a bit of that because his scrum experience will be needed as Anderson's through again. He's running out of chuff. He needs some faster models to come through for the ride. Worship sees some room out the back. A nice little chop as halftime beckons. What a 40 minutes it's been. The Reds development 15 in the lead, 19 points to 10. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. We have got an absolute thriller on our hands. Quirky, what a great first half.
Amazing first half, the ball movement. I just want to highlight the aggression at the breakdown on both sides. I know the defence is a little bit off and a little bit disconnected, but that breakdown battle has been one to watch, and now we're just seeing sort of the unorthodox offloading, tired bodies in movement, and Reds 15 are really isolating those offloads.
What a first half it was. We've got 5 tries in 40 minutes, a lot of ball in play, but it was all Reds 15 when we started.
Yeah, we've highlighted this man running good holes. He has been on the hop all day. Great ball there, and look, we're just quick ball here, and it's just, these are just simple, solid carries. Challenge of 15 on the back foot, disconnect there, under the sticks.
And then they come through again. Anderson, he's just been the centre of this attacking universe today, getting through holes, but Fluke, he's been exceptional, been really as well. The back line, they haven't had as much as they like, but really with the fancy feet, slaps it down for number 2. He's just been a cannonball today.
Absolute cannonball. I like the connection here between Drew and really, like, the back three of just getting their hands on the ball all the time. And I said before, he had to really work for that at the end.
And challenge of 15, the driving wall was being negated quite hard. I saw how Malalangi comes through. He was the danger man, but Tautela Tasi shows his experience, backs up the forwards at the perfect moment and gets his team on the board.
I think he wanted to give those heavies just a little bit of rest, considering last week was just a mauling dominancy. So, again, he's had an eye for the ball there. He's seen that little bit disconnect, the slow fold, and he's just chosen that short side.
And then on the left-hand side, another big body in motion, Big Georgie.
I said it before, 1 to 2 to 3. So the heavy's working really well there, you know, and sometimes they just need that reward.
Yes, but the Reds development 15, not too fond of that score being close. Fluke starts something special here, and then the boys really link together with Anderson in the lead, and let's just let this say it all. Ah, can
Yes.
you? He's there.
Big man, welcome to Brisbane. Look, it all sort of stemmed there from Josh Fluke. Could have easily, they were at the critical point there in that half where we were 39 minutes, could have let the ball roll over, and you know, he's sort of the desire to get back through the legs to keep that ball running. I think Challenge of 15 sort of assumed that that ball was going out and we were getting close to half time, and another 5 points.
Well, it's a very narrow margin. It is half-time here at Ballymore. Stay with us. We're going to have a little break in the comm box, but the second half is minutes away. Welcome back here to Ballymore Stadium. Second and final match of the Challenger Series about to get underway. Martin Lippitt here with you in commentary. Here with Ed Quirk, Tim Ryan. This kid's got an interesting backstory, and I think you got insight on him that not a lot of people would know because you were there kind of at the beginning.
I was. Interesting story. He sort of rocked up to the Reds after playing a little bit of soccer, had a bit of a league background. Again, we spoke about his frame. You see him, you think you're going to whack him, but that is not the case. And he sort of said, look, I'm happy to give Union a bit of a go, and came through the Reds Academy system. Within weeks, Aussie 20s, within a matter of weeks again, you know, pretty much winning brothers that grand final there a couple of weeks ago, and now straight up to top squad. A unique story, but a huge talent, massive speed, evasion, skill, and ticker.
Yeah, he's just, you look at him and you don't, when you see the output that comes from him, I don't think there's many people that are expecting that. It's such a surprise to see him play. Breath of fresh air, great talent. Him, John Bryant, which is to his left at the moment, Harry McLaughlin-Phillips, Trevor King, and there's one more that I'm forgetting, but they've got 5 new signings under new head coach Les Kiss, which is really exciting. 12 contract extensions, so despite a new head of state here at Ballymore, there's a lot of old things that he's still propping up.
Exactly. I think that the other guy you were alluding to is there, number 16, Max Craig.
Max Craig,
just come on.
That's it.
Try-scoring machine.
Away as Menimbi misses the first, and it falls for Ryan, who decides to throw a dinky chip over, and it will bounce unfairly as Tarabay picks it up. Now it'll be a penalty, the quick tap and go here from Vio Batamasanga. Now, Navasalangi. Boys hit the ground running. The Challenger 15 didn't leave the field. They didn't go to the lovely environment of the change rooms. Now Whiteside. Pass is gone long.
I think that was a little bit of a mental ploy there by the Challenger 15, just to hang out there, old school, oranges, couple of lollies, have a drink and have a chat. And I don't even think the coaches are in the circle, so that shows you that it's really player-driven.
Vani Wong on the sideline. The girls are up next. 3:15. Isaac Tarabay. What a story he is. Moving up into starting on as he in Reggie's for a long time. Coming off the bench for first grade, got his opportunity. And he rode them home as we see Mac really take the first inside 50 mark of the game. Another law variation. He's off and away. A little dribble ahead might not have been the option, but it's come up for the Reds Development 15 as the new halves of Jeans and Crichton get busy as Bryant gains a few valuable metres. Another little kick from Greeley. It seems to be what he's got his heart set on as it's been scooped up and kicked forward. It's going to be grabbed up nicely though. Sperling tries to flutter his way around Ryan, but he'll get dragged down. Tarabay here for Korchik, who'll lose it forward. Whoopsie daisies, he will say, and it will be a scrum for the Reds Development 15.
2 minutes 13, hectic start. See both sides moving the ball very early. As we just see, look, a bit of a gamble on the line. Korzik there just, look, in a pressure situation as well. Not a lot to do there. Obviously just needs to catch and carry. But if we go back to that Reds 15, they've seen something down there on the blind side. Matt Greeley with those little attacking kicks. Same with Tim Ryan and Fluke. So I think they've seen something they've spoken about at halftime. As you can see here, takes that quick tap and these little attacking kicks as well. So obviously a bit scrappy there. And Spencer Jean, again, we saw it last week, hitting that blind side and attacking that short side.
Jeans goes off the back, little dummy, little go, beats Tarabay at first, but Whiteside sorts him out. Navasalangi shoots out of the line and shuts Fluke down. Challenger 15 flying into that breakdown, looking to turn it over. They do initially before getting pinged for not releasing. Everyone will take a breath. As Lawson Crichton puts it into the corner, and it'll be the Reds Development 15 getting their first line out throw with Max Craig at the head.
Max Craig 14 tries in the QPR season, so I think we're going to potentially see something off the back here, as Craigie loves to see that try line unless there's a special
Quickly
move,
off the
as we've
top,
seen.
and Menimbi to Bryant. Round the corner.com, and young Johnny gets them across.
Said before, a little bit quiet at the back end of that first half, had a few huge carries, so good to see him get an early touch in this first 4 minutes. Again, we're seeing these trick plays all the time. Again, John Bryant's had a lot of work to do there. It's a great throw, top of jump, top of lift. And Tuamunga Allen obviously just there as a decoy. He's done really well to actually hold in those back support lifters on the defensive side, which sort of gave Johnny Bryant a one-on-one there with the smaller man. And look, he's a big frame, and that alluded to a big carry to big points.
Now first kick off the tee for Crichton. Looks like he'll get the back 40. 6 from 9 last week, and he's 1 from 1 here in week 2. Reds development 15, 16-point lead.
You see there, top of jump. If we just watch Tuamunga Allen there coming in to suck these guys in as if they were going to go to the maul. And as I said before, Johnny Bryant just with a one-on-one there, use those long levers just to stretch over. So I guess the second half's going to carry in with trick plays again.
Goes long for Menimbi, but Spurley, the Queensland Sevens player, flies over nicely. Now it's with the challenger 15, Tarabay. New player outside him working as well. Shane Kennedy in jersey 22's on the paddock. Good hands from White side. Can't find Navo Solangi. Now it'll be a Reds Dev line as they take it quickly. Greeley and Fluke down the tram tracks flying away, and Campbell is there in jersey 22 to really mix things up a little bit and not enable the Reds Development 15 to have a easy old run down the park.
Matt Greeley there, he wants this game played. He wants that 39, 40 minutes ball in play time. So obviously they're just caught guys napping. Great. And I spoke before about these little attacking kicks. Defense coming up, it's always hard to turn on these little attacking kicks. So the little dinks in behind there, after they're kicked, you're chasing. So defense has to stop and turn. So very smart option there from Matt Greeley.
Ollie Bartlett in jersey 26 on the field there for challenger 15. Another galloper, and Vio Banamasanga breaks the line and offloads it beautifully to Herbert, who has just had his kicking license revoked. That one was atrocious, and now it's with Anderson. There's been a couple of terrible back row kicks today. Now, Reds Development 15 attacking off the boot of Jeans, who dinks one over the top into the stand on the eastern side, and it will be a challenger line out.
Great carry here. This is just front football from a big man, and he's doing his job there in space. Probably what a coach would want is that ball held. As you said, there's been a couple of Corsic as well, like kicking licenses have been absolutely ripped out of their wallets and shredded up. So a little bit of a missed opportunity there, but they're going to get another one.
Campbell making the most of his time on the field. The pass to Whiteside will be knocked on, and now he won't let go on the bottom. It'll be play on. Smith's there taking the quick tap. Jeans. Jaquel. It's hit hard around the ankles by Campbell. So that's a second yellow card for the challenger 15.
One of those
off, and they're quickly away, and now the Res Development 15. 5 metres away, loose ball. It's picked up right-hand side. Now it's with Navo Solangi moving at a rate of knots. Beats the first. Over the 22 he goes. Campbell. Tarsi. Great little offload back into Campbell. Campbell picks and goes again. Play on. Tarabay's in there, and now they've got penalty advantage. Taps and goes. Kicks it through. Greeley chops it off the right. Now it's with Whiteside, who steps his way onto one knee before the cavalry come and put him down. Tarabay short here for Tarsi. Comes back in as Herbert flings it across. It's here for the Challenger 15. Liam Usher on the field for the Bulldogs. There's a great kick for touch. Slinks out here on the western side. It'll be a Reds development line out with everyone trying to catch their breath.
A couple of big boys taking a couple of big breaths there. Good end-to-end stuff. Again, missed opportunity there from the Reds down that end, but Challenger 15 jumping straight on that. And good ball retention too. They got a yellow card. They're not kicking ball away. They're sort of keeping that ball in play just to wind that clock down.
Craig for the throw. Good take by Wilson up high. Crichton. Now it's here with Smith, who beats the first. On Chittenden, jersey 23 on 4. Reds development 15. Great hands from the forwards. It's gone through 4 sets. It's Chittenden, the new man on the decks, into some space. He needs some support though. Picks and goes again. Buys some time as Jeans pops it forward into the hands of Tumunga Allen. Frantic pace.
Frantic pace. Great ball movement from the Reds there. They're obviously seeing something out there in the channels again. Just a little bit isolated there towards the end. So again, we've got big man Tumunga Allen. Wilson, we're moving the ball. Craig, oh, that's fingertip stuff. Again, just sort of holding his feet, trying to buy time. Oh, there's a great tackle by Higgins there. Again.
Tarabay over to the right. Now Tarsi coming through on a hot route. Loses it in the contact. And now it's there with Jeans. Anderson, Crichton, Chittenden. Now out wide, Ryan gives it away for Greeley into some space, and Mack will pass it once more. And Sean Anderson flies in at the southeastern corner. It'll be more points for the Reds, development 15.
Turnover ball there. Connor Anderson stepping in for half. Spencer Jeans on the floor. What I love about this is just straight running. Tim Ryan just squaring that up. Mac really just holding his feet. And just easy dot on the corner. I think the simplicity can get a little bit, people can overdo this moment right here, but this is just square straight running. Yeah, Smith's he's just taken that on. And dotting down in the corner. Again, these guys, these same guys, we've got, Fluke, Tim Ryan, Matt Greeley, all these guys are getting touches that are ultimately turning into points.
Simple things done well as Crichton hunts for points out wide. It'll be unsuccessful. Reds development 15 in the lead, 31 points to 10.
As we see again, got to love the skill, ball in front kind of passing. And Tim Ryan, that is his setup there by him squaring that man up again. Said it before, buying time for these two men who are two very good finishers.
As I say, in the 7 circles, keeps the gate open.
It does.
Kurandrani, he'll be seething as we see a restart from, I believe that was a restart from Liam Usher in the middle of the fields. We will confirm that in a second. Don't always get to see a prop restarting, but there he is flying into action and getting the ball back for his team. Little misdirection here from the Challenger 15 as an offload from Kappa. Gets to Campbell. Now it's with Matt Totini. Welcome back to the party, sir.
I think we will get to see that. I think it was all part of the plan. Again, we're talking about trick moves. Maybe that was one.
Smoke and mirrors.
That's it. But this man, Matai Tini, loves scoring tries. Again, top try scorer for QPR.
It is him.
We talk about playing quick. The big man that hasn't struck it well, but again, it's just turned out to be gold, and he'll look back on that as his try. Matt Titini there just trickling there. Crichton couldn't do too much because you've got such an amazing finisher there. Could have probably run it under the post, but wanted that highlight reel.
Now the kicking. It's with Kennedy. Burdick cane toad will send it to the left, and oh dear. You'll never hear the end of this one.
No, he's looking over at his mates there and his friends. Look at this.
Did he kick it on the full?
I think so. I think Damon Murphy's missed that one, but again, it might be a law variation that we don't know about.
Props don't have to
drop the ball.
They can just punt it.
Maybe that is the new rule, that props kick off.
Noah Nielsen on the field, the Victorious Brothers captain from 2023. See a raft of changes coming through for the Challenger 15 as Munga Allen looking like a bit of a pedestrian in the middle of that one. He's sent packing as the ball flies down here for Crichton. It's here for Ryan, getting good minutes. As the ball is lost, Jeans will regather, chop it away, but they'll come back for the scrum. Noticing there's a bit of passion on the field, Quirky.
Yeah, look, it's a good game. It's a competition, and I think we spoke about it last week. That this is an opportunity for a lot of these guys who have been grinding it out at club rugby to potentially get one over their opposite.
Wouldn't it be great if we had more? Oh, I'd love it. Sound like a broken record. Give me 3 of these. Give me 4. Give me 5.
I think 5's the candidate, and you almost sort of
7.
Yeah, might as well give us 10. Let's just start a season off this and feed through the system. But hey, great for Queensland rugby within itself, and it gives these guys opportunity who do the hard stuff down at club rugby to give them some higher honours, and again, untapped talent.
What a scrum from the Challenger 15. They've turned their fortunes around as Matt Titini shows his speed. Now into some space. It's Jake Tierney. Pops it once more out for the Magic Man. Usher, there he is a few metres away. He's got a hand in everything. Now they're looking out wide. Navo Salangi, Tarsi. Back for Navo Salangi. The door is open, but it's shut very quickly. Tarabay takes the settler, finds Bartlett, who tips it on for Suasia Ossi. Now around the corner, Tierney again. The tall UQ hooker coming into his own. Bartlett, door is open. Picks and goes again, and the veteran lock takes it, hook, line, and sinker. What a passage of play here by the Challenger 15, 16 minutes into this second half. New players on the field. Their style of play has taken a big directional shift.
It has. You've got fresh legs, you've got guys coming on, and we're going to talk about this lead up here. Tuamung Allen just offside, but opportunity right there by Tierney, and then our kicker, our man, getting the go forward too. But look, we look at that beautiful long place again, and then here we go. We just got the wits from Bartlett there here, just realising that there was the fold coming, the boys were getting around, using the brain with that quick place, and that is a well-deserved team try. A good lead up by the big men too in the front there.
And Kennedy can't find the points. Challenger trailing by 11 here in the 58th. And the rate this game is going, Quirky, I think there are going to be some pretty interesting conversations and people potentially brought along, selections coming up in the next month or so, because there are some phenomenal performances occurring right before our eyes as Kappa takes it well. Now Navo Salami centres up to Usher, and Tarsi juggles it, but it will be called forward. We'll come back for the scrum. And the big man thought he was away.
Would have loved to see those two down that side, lighting it up. You said it before, they're willing to play. Great take here. The option to offload. I'm loving the movement of this ball. Look, we've got the big men here moving the ball, and that's sort of what we want to see, and that carries over to that ball in play time where we're not seeing a lot of rucks, we're seeing a lot of movement.
I think it's very representative of the style of football we see at Hospital Cup compared, say, with somewhere Shute Shield. Usually a bit bigger, older bodies down there. We don't see such fluid play, but it's really on display here as Damon Murphy's voice has finally decided to grant us with its presence. And Tim Ryan once again hunting for a bit of pay as Johnny Bryan follows up with a carry of his own. Craig out the back, Crichton, Greeley, a floating pass will be nowhere near the hands of Anderson. And the Challenger 15 with set-piece possession inside their 22.
In that lead up before, Tim Ryan just running that hectic line back into the big boys. I guess just simple error there with skill, but you can sort of see what Lawson Crichton's trying to do by popping in behind. Great ball by Max Craig, just that last pass to finish.
Tierney. Bartlett goes back, Bartlett goes forward, Bartlett takes it. Now it's a nice little carry there for Nielsen as Tarabay finds Campbell in the pocket. And after such a fierce season of QPR, many names that they've never been on the same side of the ledger, all combining quirky. I think that's one of the great things for me personally, getting to call so many of these great names all together in conjunction.
And this is the platform that they need to be on. You know, you're putting in the graph down at Club Rugby, and all these players have had exceptional seasons, so they're well deserved to have the studs out there on Ballymore.
Wilson takes it nicely up top. And now in the middle of the field, Anderson strutting his stuff. Smith comes along for the ride, and that is a pearler of a try here in the 60th.
Simple play there at the back. Spencer Jeans coming off the back of this line out. He's the one that sort of set it up here. As you can see, slow, not contested from the challenger. He takes it right to the line and sucks in there. What a line by Connor Anderson. Again, what a 12 does best. Matt Smith by supporting that line.
How big is Connor Anderson's fuel tank? Because we are 60 minutes in, and that has to be at least his 6th genuine line break of the game.
If not more. He's running on diesel at the moment, I think, there, and he's getting it cheap because he has worked very, very hard today.
Conversion is successful. The Reds development 15, pulling ahead now. Ahead of the Challenger 15.
I think we'll sort of see the game open up a little bit now. We're at that 60-plus minute mark where the changes have come on. They've had that 5-minute burst. Their lactics in the body, and then we've got guys over who are grinding it out on the other side.
Well, I'll tell you who'll be grinding out. It will be our Reds, the Saitama Panasonic Wild Knights. They're coming to Ballymore this November on Saturday the 4th as Challenger players on the far side interrupt this very good news. Now it's here with Higgins, another North Sea Eagle on the paddock. But Sunga as Campbell pops a beauty inside for Nielsen. It's hot potato as the ball falls for Chittenden, who pops it up for Tumunga Allen. Now a penalty for the Challenger 15. The Jackal was on, and here they are, 23 out with plenty of opportunities to close the gap.
Nielsen has come on with some energy. I think he's just stolen that ball there, but that line, that carry, he set up something similar before. He's really come on and brought some energy. You see quick ball here and then just the line. That inside ball, and you've got Nielsen, that is generally a winger, a 12 popping up, and you've got the big man here. He's obviously a little bit frustrated here as he gets up and he just says, I'll grab that ball back to make up for what's just happened.
I think we just missed a nice little moment there when Nielsen sacked his favourite winger by the shoulder blades in the phase before. As a long line out goes wanting, and now the Reds development 15 with Lockie Connors gets a good rumble forward and takes play 40 up. And as I was saying before, Saitama Panasonic Knights here Saturday, November 4th, 2024 Queensland Red members gain exclusive pre-sale access to purchase tickets. So become a member via redsmembership.com.au to get those tickets to be here for some class rugby. Off the top quickly now, brothers to brothers, Kappa to Tarabay. And now Tarsi finds the flowing mane of Nakambuai, who loses it on his first carry. Crichton, effortless kick is out on the full. A little bit too effortless, it seems.
A little bit. Again, we're not actually seeing a lot of kicking, which is good to see.
Do you think it's because they're scared of that 50 inside 50 mark rule after seeing what Harry McLaughlin-Phillips did last week?
I think they would actually. If you're looking at tape and you're looking at what happened last week, there would be an element of them sort of a little bit weary and nervous to play those. And Mac really too. He's really taken on that role that Harry did last week.
There's been a lot of low-level punching kicks. That's been the big take I've had. Both teams have been just darting low, get a bounce on the ball. I think I'm almost thinking it's more that they don't know how to use it properly yet, so don't even give them the opportunity. Reds on the left-hand side. Getting some go-ahead with Chittenden as Jeans darts off the back, flies up over the Challenger 10-metre line. Connors is there, all on his own, as Bryant gets it out, but a penalty against the Challenger 15, not coming through the gates.
I wouldn't say unlucky there. They definitely tried to disrupt that. Again, Connors has done a great job there to seal over and have 4 or 5 big men trying to counteract there. Spencer Jeans is definitely seeing something down that short side and he keeps attacking it, so that's a little bit of an area to keep an eye on for the Challenger 15.
Coming in, tidy 5-man setup for the Reds Development 15. Bryant will miss it clean on the back, but Wilson will clean it up around the fringe. Now carry here for Magio Johnson Siumalu on the field in the front row. Jeans goes himself, grabs a couple. About a half, Anderson may have knocked it on, but Menimbi will grab it and dart forward for a few more. Another offside against the Challenger 15. I don't think the Reds development team, they're going to rest on their laurels here. They're going to go lickety-split, extra quick.
There's a little bit of a tool talk there, and I think they're going to whip something out. What we love to see, a bit of a tap play.
Roll. Jeans quickly off the back finds Wilson. Now it's with, here's Johnny. He's across, gets the points, pulls the Jack Nicholson, beats through the door with the axe and gets a great try between the defenders.
Good to see him get a double. He's really come out in this second half, and this is probably where he's best at, this in-tight stuff. Again, big frame. Spencer Jeans just sort of, this is a hard area to fight out of, and nice and tight, great footwork there, and the agility, the grind, you got to love to see it. And like bagging a double, I know he's done the in-tight work on that, but that's what we need from big number 8s, is actually getting in, getting tight. Yeah, 2 men, catching that 9 on the back, and over he goes.
Johnny Bryant gets the points as Crichton backs it up with another 2. They are now 25 up here in the 68th. And you could say it's a shining effort here from John Bryant.
It is a shining. If we're going all the way back to that analogy that you used there with Nicholson, I'm actually interested to know, it looked like Spencer James was alluding to a nice tap play there, and then it just the old simple 1-man hit up. So again, something's different that we're seeing.
But a few funny things happen on the field today as Greeley says there's nothing to laugh about as I get the hands on the ball and move it up towards halfway. Crichton, Hanson, Schmidt leave the ball behind. And it's another pass that Sean Anderson has to watch trickle into touch.
Just want to touch on, I think, number 19, Fred Futrell there coming in. I think he's just shifted here from 9 to get early. As we see Mac really, that left foot step, we know he can step off both feet, so he's a hard man to defend. But yeah, Fred Futrell there, obviously coming back from Japan. playing with that the Yamaha team for 2 years. He's a good talent coming back to East after 2 years over there, so good to see him back on Aussie shores.
You know, he played for the Casuarina Barbarians as a junior. There you go.
I did not know that, and I actually know him very well.
Isaac Tarabay gets it away for Campbell, who dinks it in behind Crichton. Defensive players coming up, a wry smile on his face, but he'll lose it forward, and Kennedy grabs it and gives it back to Campbell. The maestro of this attacking piece. Matt Taitini's clutching at his face on the left-hand side of the field.
Scrum, blue ball.
I think referee Murphy's going to have to call time off here. Matt Taitini has caught some kind of a collateral hit to his face during that little play here. See if we can get better read. Look for this little smile from there. That drained away from him pretty quickly. Oh, I think it was Lawson's knee.
He's copped a knee there, and I think his head's bounced off the pavement. Your kick's as good as, your chase is as good as your kick. So Matt Taitini just doing the team a massive solid there, pinning him down. Look, I think he's got a hard head, and he'll just be having a bit of an RDO there for a second. Lawson Crichton, again, just trying to idle, use some footwork.
That little smile drained from his face quite quickly, didn't it?
Very quickly. I think he's coming off for a HIN, and we hope he's all right. Again, a tough man there. You see, there's not too much of him, but he's made a granite.
Now, I don't know if this is the exact number, but I'm pretty sure that this season
Boys, hold, time's off,
he had about 5 or 6
Yeah.
intercept runaway tries that all started inside his own half. Guy's a weapon.
Absolute. It's Corabetti-esque, with the way that he just chased that down. Could have easily just idled there and let Lawson kick that into touch, but, we're 60 minutes in, and he was ready.
Ah, look, it's the Wombat. Ben Murphy's on the park from the Magpies. Shoulder to shoulder with another Magpie, Francis Sulasia Ossie. And the restart Dynamo, Liam Usher on his left. What a trio. We see the shot clock fading out there. It's driving this high amount of ball and play time we've seen. Higgins presents it for Tarabay. Now they look to get Tarsi back into the equation. Bit of a mess. Vio Badamasanga gets across in the chaos. And the Challenger 15 begin to climb their mountain.
2 big men carrying. Just having a look here at that wide shot. There was only one guy who was going to carry, and that was Tarsi straight at Tim Ryan. Got to commend Lawson Crichton here. Body on the line, low chop. But we're just not going to stop this big man. Batabasanga just to come again. Another man who's been working very hard. A lot of these Fijian guys, when they're in tight, they see some really different holes that they're going to run. As you can see on the fold here, the big man was only one way. He was coming back. Spencer Jean's there, and I think I know who's going to win that battle.
Now the fourth kicker for the Challenger 15, Tyler Campbell taking over. Everybody gets a kick today. And it won't find that space between the posts, but an entertaining game it has been. The Challenger 15 trailing by 20, and it all starts here. Good work at the back of that scrum by Higgins. And then look at that line. It's like having a pair of tailgating semis just coming one after the other.
It is, and you saw the setup. There was actually no other person that was going to carry.
No. Kennedy, you have Campbell, who's been fantastic since he's gotten on the field as the 2 red heavies duel it out between Menimbi and Tierney. Tarabay off the left. Underneath, and Crichton fearlessly takes it high as the Challenger 15 try to overturn it at the ruck. Jeans. Has his charges lining up, and another turnover coming. Liam Usher adding a jackal to his list of match achievements today.
Lawson Crichton, great work there. He could have easily just caught that and absolutely got wailed on, but he just jumped in the perfect timing to see, you know, to not get crunched and to buy time. And we see here this lineup. I think it's Liam Usher. Bang. Over the top. Second man in. Perfect technique. You had two tough men cleaning him there and Max Craig as well. So awesome shape, and he's come on with some absolute impact.
Bartlett's putting up a hell of a fight against Menimbi up high. And that's a great result for the Challenger 15. Ollie Bartlett, a stalwart from the Gallopers Club, comes onto this field looking to make a really big impact. Obviously he was there when they fell short in 2017, but was part of that 22 drought-breaking premiership in 2018. The former drummy, the Drummoyne Dirty Red. He played for the Drummoyne Dirty Reds in New South Wales once upon a time.
That's a team that I feel like I need to go to.
That's why I looked at you intently as I said that.
Exactly. If they're doing 2-year deals, I'll be there.
The holder to that one is Nakambuai, holding it one-handed, tries to entice Greeley to look to the outside, but over the top is Chittenden. What a take by Chittenden, that's huge. And now it's taken back the other way by Leo Bunimasunga. Back and forth it goes. Now Tarsi passes it. One bounce out for Usher, and the big prop easily deals with little Tim Ryan. Bartlett for Campbell. Now Tierney just dives into Smith. Bounce out to the right. Good hands from Bunimasunga. Campbell very busy at the moment. First, second receiver, short side they go, and the very man is going again, and he will score in the corner. You couldn't have picked another player to put in more effort in the lead up than Tyler Campbell.
Wow. We saw a bit of everything. It was like that schoolboy bully down there at breakdown time. It was, hey, give me this, no, I want that back. And there was a push and a shove, and just the pressure from the challenger. It's not over, 45-30. They have come to finish this game strong.
In this game, it's so hard not to have a big smile on your face watching this. It's just fantastic.
We're just seeing that one arm carry, just a bit loose. We see the turnover here. But Masangi just said, hey, you took that, I want it back. And we're playing this short side, off the shin stuff again. They had advantage, assuming that there was going to be a little kick play. Down the short side here. Unbelievable offload. And that is Rugby League S. Spencer Jean's body on the line, and here he goes to try to dot over his own try.
One of the more animated characters of the Bond Bull Sharks. Tyler Campbell will fall short of the conversion, but it's 15 points the difference. And this game, you try to put a thermometer to it to get a temperature at different points, but it just keeps changing. You lean one way, then you back the other, and
it's just a bit unorthodox. We're seeing some just crazy tries down short sides with a metre or two. It is awesome to see.
We're in the middle, my life. Now the Challenger 15 run into a bit of trouble here. Give away the turnover as Jeans taps and goes quickly. Anderson out for Greeley, looking at an 80-minute performance. Textbook hands. Now Connors gets it away for Smith, and it'll be 2 for Matt in the corner. And the Reds Development 15 respond. It's turning into a game of who has something left in the tank.
Did we just have 2 tries in a matter of 15 seconds?
Yes, we did, Quirky.
Unbelievable. Timmy Ryan, Johnny Bryan on that ball. But again, it's just this ball in play time. We want Spencer Jeans going early out the back. Have a go at this quick. Lawson Crichton just linking really well in the backs. And he just slowed his feet. Simple tip. You know, like I said it before, the simplicity on squaring up here. Matt Greeley squaring up. Lawson Crichton squaring up. I've actually been running a few drills while I was out there just about how easy, you know, the 4-on-3s, the 5-on-4s can be if we're squaring up with simple hands instead of throwing that long loop ball that in the past Queensland Rugby Reds guys have sort of thrown that long linking pass. And it's paying off. They scored 2 or 3.
Again, they're really doing the Indiana Jones, grabbing the hat under the door with these kicks. Not much time left, and They'll feel the burn as they're not getting those points, but let's relive it again. For the young players watching, it's just simple things done well.
It's simple things done well. They could have easily run across there, pushing the pass a little bit. Just an easy finish from Matt Smith.
Scrum line out of re-kick.
Yeah, maybe they should have let Liam Usher restart again.
Liam Usher has gone out there with a backpack on and he is pulling things out of it on the trot.
If he's smart, he retires now. He never kicks another one. Just revels in the fact that his restarts have always been perfect.
Look, the way he's feeling now and his demeanour and his stature, he's played for a Super Rugby contract today, I reckon.
Absolutely. Sign him up, Les.
As a utility.
That's
as a utility. Across all boards.
Couple of minutes left here, but make sure you're part of the new era for Queensland Rugby in 2024. New head coach, new recruits, 7 blockbuster fixtures back in Brisbane. Memberships are on sale soon, starting from $120, $17 a game. Head to reds.rugby to sign up today as we get ready to draw a close on the Challenger Series for the boys in 2023. Freddie Futrell up there in the blue headgear, making some moves forward. There's another Tiger in Max Craig. On the left, little dotting pass there from Crichton, finds Greeley, who gives it out to Johnny Bryant, who's centimetres away from that left-hand sideline. Jeans out of options. The Nines decide to have a tussle as Greeley goes in very uncomfortably, but they've got penalty advantage.
79 minutes, we're not seeing anyone slow down. Defensively on the Challenger 15, flying off the line, looking for shots. You got guys like Matt Grilly and Johnny Bryan, and that's still Freddie Futrell carrying very hard. I am really interested to see this ball in play time for this week.
The urgency we've seen from both of these teams today have been brilliant. Guys that we know already have full contracts, guys that are hunting for them. Everyone's buying in, and it's made for an exciting first match this afternoon, as we could be looking down the barrel of the final moments. Connors takes it well up high. The sack is legal. It's stuck in the middle. Craig pulls it out and gives it to Jeans. Now it's with Smith. Reds Development 15 looking for a way through. One last time. It's a real chicken scratch on the ground. And it'll be turned over. The game continues. Tarabay quickly for Tarsi. Vio Badimbasanga shrugs off Ryan, pumps it for Nakambuai. Nakambuai goes hard, but he can't get a clean offload away. Kennedy chops it ahead, and the ball flies into touch. And that will be that on a spectacular match between these two teams. 80 points scored in 80 minutes, but it is the Reds Development 15 getting the victory, 50 points to 30.
You can see by the scoreline there, it was a game. And we'll obviously cross to all the excitement that we saw, but guys were blasting out there. There was no sense of slowing down. We saw everything. We saw the props kicking off. We saw high ball catching. We saw attacking kicks. We saw great finishes, huge shots. It had everything. And as we said before, I think we need more of this.
And second half was full of fireworks, just as the first. And Max Craig, that wonderful little form off the back. Johnny Bryant gets number 1 of 2 off the set piece. A great way to start, but the starry tries just kept coming.
And we saw 2 or 3 tries start like this, guys just squaring up. We've got Tim Ryan there, Matt Greeley, and over we go, Kubatov there. So just look, simple squaring up here, bang, Ryan taking it square, and this man has just had his hand on that footy all day, setting everything up unselfishly.
Sean Anderson getting across there nicely at the end, but then this was special. The front rowers linking up. Here goes Usher. What can the man not do?
They've been setting up on the platform again, and we saw just great knowledge there by Bartlett here to that quick pick and go, not feeling anybody's around him around the ruck. Smart play.
But the Reds, Development 15, this man would have to have his hand up for man of the match. Connor Anderson, a huge shift. Gets Matt Smith across for his first off the back of more set piece brilliance. Connor Anderson, it's unfathomable how much work he did today.
Absolutely huge shift. A lot of touches, a lot of breakdown work. As you said, 6 maybe breaks. Just awesome shift.
And then coming in close, penalty 10 metres out. A few players go left and right, but then big Johnny Bryant beats the first, beats the second, slams it down. It's a second for him with the challenge of 15. I like this one too. This had a little bit of everything this try.
2 big semis going straight. Lawson Crichton, body on the line stuff. And then we've got that tight stuff.
Yeah, the old
There
double
by
tap.
Butter awesome.
Then right-hand side, he's in it again, is Badam Masanga, looking tight, but it's all Campbell this time. Gets the pass away for Namaso Lungi. Backs up his individual first effort. That's what the coaches say. Follow your passes, kids. Campbell did it. They get across, but then the challenger, 15, they'd be reeling. Another try on that side. Simple stuff, quirky. Puts Smith across for number 2, and it wraps up a spectacular first game here for the Challenger Series, and I think this is the first time in 80 minutes that former teammates can share a bit of a happy moment together because they're not trying to bludgeon the other one out of balance.
And we're seeing it here. This is what it's all about. It's about, you know, the connection. Obviously, the guys up at the Reds, you've got the club guys, you've got the connections, and it's good that they get to beat each other up a little bit and then shake hands and maybe have a cold one for after. It's what we love.
Well, that's full time here for the men's Challenger match. What a game it has been. Stay with us here on Reds TV. It is the ladies' turn next. They'll be running out around, I think, 3:15, 3 o'clock. So make sure you stay with us here. Quirky, thank you so much for the last 2 games, mate. It's been an absolute treat to have you on the mic.
It's been an honour, and we've seen some awesome footy, and Queensland's in healthy stead.
That's all she wrote for the boys. Stay with us for the girls. My name's Martin Libyan, and I will definitely catch you next time.
welcome to the final game of the 2023 Challenger Series. Ballymore Stadium is where you find us, with the Reds Development 15 taking on the Challenger 15. Last week, Reds Development 15 won 62-12. This week, plenty of changes for both teams. It should be an exciting afternoon for the main game after the men's fixture. Michael Chettle is my name, and joining me this afternoon is former Queensland Red and also Wallaroo Kiri Lingman. Kiri, last week's game not too close. This week we should see a better arm wrestle.
Yeah, that's right. A bit of a blow-up for the Reds development team last week, significantly beating the Challenger side 62-12. As we see this week, a bunch of changes to both sides. The Queensland-based Wallaroos are now in camp getting ready for the next instalment of the O'Reilly Cup. So a lot of changes to the Reds development. We've seen a number of players from the Challenger Series last week crossing over to the Reds development, and a number of new players ringing into the Challenger Series. So seems to be a bit more of an even playing field this afternoon, and really a chance for these girls to put their best foot forward before they go into their pre-season for the Super W season next year.
Well, look at the temperature from last week compared to this week. For those of you who are at home like Ballymore, it's probably about 10 or 15 degrees cooler today. So yeah, all the Wallaroos off campus today, but still some really big superstars in both the teams. And how good is it to see some of these QPR players come through and getting a chance against the Red Development?
Yeah, that's right. They had a really big season through the year in their QPRs. We can see here Maddie Shuck in at number 1. She's a capped Wallaroo, along with Tiana Malloy in at hooker, also a capped Wallaroo. Really excited to see them this afternoon. Emma Mussey returns from injury in at 7. She's a really powerful player. Really great around the field, one to watch out for this afternoon. And Ellie Draper coming up through the ranks, also spent a bit of time in Wallaroos camp, another one to look out for this afternoon.
Love watching Ellie Draper play. She's got ball in hands, and sensational. What about the Challenger 15? A lot of new names, but still pretty strong lineup.
A lot of new names, but still some experience in this Challenger side. Ussie Muffy, she's one to watch out for this afternoon in number 3. She's actually capped for Tongia. A really strong runner and great player out on the field. I'm excited to see Luana Tongia in at 8 for Sunnybank. A really strong season with the Bankers, made it all the way to the grand final. Amelia Brown in at 7. She's been a stalwart for South for a number of years. Great player around the field. And in the backs, Debbie Burris from South's in at 11.
Well, as we see the men's team who have just completed their final round, and they'll be clapping both teams on in just a few minutes. So how good's this? Last one of these games, we've got plenty more action happening. We see some of the Wallaroos floating around there. Laurie Kramer. Great to see the Wallaroos hanging around and supporting both teams.
Yeah, we see the Laurie Kramer having a bit of a chat. Queenslander for a number of years, also spent some time at the Waratahs. Should be in camp with the Wallaroos at the moment. We're actually using the Ballymore facility for their training camp, the new national home for the Wallaroos. So they'll all be there getting ready for their next match against the Black Ferns, which should be a cracker.
Well, what about that? Plenty of action happening here in rugby terms. And I say this every year this time of the year. Who would have thought we're still playing rugby September, October, November? But let me tell you, this one should be a ripper. What about Elena Greenolch there? She's come back and she's in the second row today from the West Club. She's the captain today, and I've had the privilege of calling a game of rugby with her, and looking forward to seeing her around the park today.
Yeah, Lena, she's a great girl. Yes, does get amongst the commentary sometimes, but coming back from a knee injury, an ACL, I believe it was. So I think she'll be really excited just to be getting some game time under her belt. She came off the bench last week. Same again, very fit, strong runner, great second rower. So I'm good to see her back out there.
So as we see the development team now on the right-hand side of the Queensland Development 15 on the left there. Now as we clear the fields, and there's Ballymore on the McLean side of the ground. So the Challenger 15 running from So Jessica Ling, referee with James Palmer and Will Pugsley on the sidelines, very experienced campaigners. Joanna, the fly half, coming from the South Club. And we're underway with this final match of the Challengers Series. And the ball bounces down to the right-hand side and taken by Elisaya. And Elisaya picks the ball up. And driving through the middle now is the Reds development. And Tiana Malloy taking a good contact on the left-hand side of the park. And a lot cooler today, as we said last week, and Shook takes the ball up and pops that ball out to number 8, pops the ball back now to Lynham. Lynham kicks high, gets plenty on that, but a little bit too much.
Yeah, on the full.
First lineup for the afternoon, Chats. We actually just noticed a bit of a change out on the field. We've got Ashley Knight in the number 5 jersey, not Alina Greenhall. Seems to be one of the changes for the starting team this afternoon.
So Tiana Malloy now with her first throw of the afternoon, and we know the new laws and rules in regards to this Challenger Series. No one can enter the maul once it's been set, as long as we're in the line out. Afui out to Nona. Short pass to Rebecca. Guamo taking it through the middle. Good drive through from the front rower. Afui to Rebecca. The Sunnybank combination there. Good running rugby coming back into the channel. Coming off the line. Great work there by the Challenger 15. Really putting pressure on the attack and Messiah.
Roll first.
And not rolling away there. And I think that could be your old friend Amelia Brown there too. Just being a pest on top of the ball.
Thank you.
It's development after a pretty solid start. It's another one of those slight law variations. Chets, referees starting to be a bit more stringent around the rucks about rolling away. They want to see a lot faster movement from east to west rolling away.
So Tiana Malloy from the East Club. Takes by another East stalwart is. Which now, here we go. The Davidson taking through the middle. Good strong run by the number 12, rolling away now, and no, she wants the ball. Gets a little bit round the ankles, goes on the outside of Draper. Draper on the right-hand side. A little bit of a drop down near the ankles of Wilson. Wilson back on the inside of Draper. Nona straightens up, runs it straight, takes out some defenders in. They're not rolling away here at the breakdown too, so advantage here from referee Ling. Now, the second rower rumbling through the middle. Plenty of action this afternoon for the forwards. The Challenger 15 just throwing their bodies in front of the ball. And Malloy, will she get there? Tiana Malloy gets a try. Well, really good work there from the Reds Development 15. The Challenger 15 just ran out of numbers.
Yeah, some really patient play from the Reds Development to open up the scoring account from this afternoon. As we just see here, Ebbage. One more roll to make up those meters.
I've got a spare watch.
Number of pick and goes before, just a little offload to Tiana Malloy. She still had a bit of work to do, had about 3 Challenger defenders on her before she crossed over the line. It's the experience of this Reds Development side coming into play.
And the Challenger 15 had numbers there, just that little bit of a twist and turn. And Tiana Malloy, very experienced campaigner.
Yeah, that's right, capped for the Wallaroos. Up-and-coming player herself. She hasn't been in the hooker position for long. She spent a bit of time in the back row. Also played a fair bit of sevens herself, so it's going to be a small number of years since she's moved into that hooker position, but she's really flourished in this position, has been working a lot on her set piece.
It's a mixed up mindset, isn't it, going from the back row into the forward pack there, like up to the front row. So yeah, it's usually go the other way, don't we? We try to go the other way. So Afui conversion successful.
Boom. Time off.
And as we said in the warm-up there, a lot of changes in both these teams, but the Challenger 15 as well. Yeah, a lot of changes, but also as well another week together in the process, which will make it an easier combination, you would hope, at this stage of the game. Well, the ball goes under.
Scrum. Scrum, Matty. Scrum.
Well, that's frustration there. Just a little bit too much. Go straight under the feet of the Reds development. Come all the way back to a scrum for the Reds development 15.
Yeah, it just seems like the intention from Tawana was to go nice and deep and have a good line of defense rush up on that one. But unfortunately, the bounce of the ball has just seen it go over the dead ball line, and they'll pat down for a scrum here.
Yeah.
First scrum we can see. The two front rowers for the Reds development were actually in the Challenger 15 last week, so a change of jersey.
Use it.
Same position though. Now, Davidson. Good strong run, turns the body, keeps going through there's a 10-metre line there. So we just want to go down the left-hand side of Rebecca. Good strong, powerful run by the blindside flanker. Hevage, been busy early. And over the top of the ball, there we go. Great work. There was no connection there between the Reds development and the Challenger 15 get a penalty at a really strong part of the ground.
Yeah, it just looked like a number of those Reds development players with Ashley Knight. Not too sure if it was Ashley Knight getting pinged there for the clean out. Good win for the Challenger team to get them in a better position 6 minutes into this game.
Talia Ackland, the number 9 from the Toowoomba Bears, so coming down the range, and how good is that having a Toowoomba representation here today. And the first real line out for the Challenger 15, makes no mistake, goes off the top now. Tawana feeds out. Tonga, the one we were speaking about before half that we started. Now the scrum half from the Bears goes through the middle, and great work. Afui tries to pinch that ball. Big Harbour Bridge pass. Getting the outside there is Conway. United Conway for Brothers. Right foot step by Blackburn. Good work here from the Challenger 15.
Penalty advantage, number 1 offside.
Shook comes out of the line very, very fast and gets penalised for troubles.
Number 1 and 4 offside.
That shows a lot of respect here for the defence by trying to shut down that quick ball shifting to the right.
For 1 and 4.
Yeah, we just see here the referee has called offside for the Reds development.
Thanks, Jimmy.
It looks like on Shuck and Ebbage there. So Challenger Series, line-out was good just before, and they'll have another go here about 10 metres out from their line. Prime position at the moment.
Tall timber in the Challenger team. Plenty of options. Goes to the front, goes to the money ball straight off the top now. Tuana looks around, pumps it out to the right-hand side with Lynan. Lynan throws a loose pass, and it's a foot race down the left-hand side of the park, and that was Burnett. Mowed down. Good driving through there by Kolb. Rebecca.
Ball's good.
And a turnover by the open side flanker Brown from the GPS club. Now an opportunity for the Reds development, but again, just a little bit loose carry for the Reds development 15, and the coach will be a little bit unhappy with that part of the game so far.
Yeah, quite scrappy from both sides at the moment. We see Rebecca taking a run in here, and Brown, we spoke about her at the beginning of the game, is crafty around the field. She had good position on that before the little offload was knocked on.
Crap! Bye!
Good scrum. A little bit of a push for the second push now. Davidson off to Elisaya and offloads to her centre partner. And just that reaction for the high tackle there by Mussy. Now quick play of the ball, another run by Brown. Tongia running hard and just trying to get, bending that defensive line back. Bit of a loose pass. And Tawana again, just coming down the right-hand side of the park. Short line, short run, short passing. Big contact there by Rebecca. And that one's going to hurt in the morning, but again, the Challenger 15, they get the ball back. Good support. Now, short pass. Sigamete. Tongia again picking up and driving through. Gets that support. Good cohesion here from the Challenger 15. Prinsloo. She looks up, gives it out to the hooker. 5 metres away from the Reds Development 15 try line. Picking and driving in, body height there. Met with a wall of Reds defence. And the turnover has been made and goes out the back to Draper. Draper gets not the greatest contact, but goes straight down the throat of the Reds Development 15, and they're coming out of trouble. That was Georgia Wilson from the Souths Club and holding on well. This is a real test for the Reds Development 15.
Well, the Challenger side, they're really applying the pressure here at the moment. This kick from Ellie Draper, not getting the distance that she wanted, but it was collected by her teammate Wilson. The Challenger series, they're all over it. It's maintaining that possession well within their scoring range.
Let's go.
And the target's not met there. Those ones that you really want to execute well, and the Reds Development 15 get opportunity. Nona goes out the back to the number 8, getting good metres, not contact there. Offloads now to Afui. Afui, who's had a wow of a season in 2023. Nona goes to scrum half. So offloads, great work in contact there. Just can't get that pass away. Ebbage was coming through on the right-hand side, and well, that was really good play by the Reds Development 15.
It's quite the offload there from Maddie Shark. So you just take another look here. She lines up both props from the Challenger side and manages to get her hands free with the offload off to Nagamo, who wasn't able to keep that ball in both hands.
The second shove comes through from the Reds Development, but the ball comes out, shovels out Tuana, looks around, gives a big long cutout pass. Ball bounces nicely for the fullback. Sammy Lyman already very dominant in her carries. Tuana. Tongia has been relentless. Prinsloo getting up to the 10-metre line. Brown meets a wall of Reds Development defence. Sigamete. Well, this is much better from the Challenger 15. Tuana takes on the line this time, looks around this 10-metre line, couldn't pop the ball up. Ackland. Short, sharp passing. Tuana again. The front row for the Challenger 15 have been relentless. Oh, great work there by, over the top there was Megan Prinsloo. Nona.
Knock on.
Well, this could be the second game of this series, but the passion out there, the skill level has been sensational, Kerry. It's a really enjoyable to watch.
That's right, the Challenger series really putting it forward to this Reds development team at the moment. They seem to have all the momentum and possession in these last few minutes. So we just see her loose ball. Sikamedi came up a bit dusty after trying to dive onto that one. Hopefully it's just a little bit winded.
Again. Yup. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Getting that ball back faster, the number 8 picks up. Busy in traffic there, and plenty still work to do for the number 8. Just goes high. You see the bounce of a rugby ball beats everyone over the sideline. And there's not much wind to talk of here, but these kind of games here, Kiri, after a big win last week for the Reds development team, and obviously all the Wallaroos on their camp. Is that, if they're in the Queensland Reds system, is it a big difference losing 5 or 6 players and everyone coming in, or is it just a pick up and go from what your processes are during the your training sessions for the Reds?
No, I think adjusting to any kind of changes within the team can be a big difference. But with these girls, they've played a lot of rugby, and adjusting to those different lineups is something that they do and do quite well.
Behind the last feet.
So Nona looks up, gets a nice right foot boot, goes straight down the throat of Lawrence. Lawrence driving through the middle from the West Club as well. So a lot of representatives from West this afternoon. Loose carry, shows over the top, turns, hits and spins.
Advantage, knock on.
A little bit of disjointed play, but watch this for the second rower offloads there in traffic, and that's. And then all of a sudden you look up and there's Rebecca Davidson in your face, putting her right shoulder into your bread basket. Happy Sunday.
It's a Challenger Series with the right intentions, but they look like they're just trying to spread this ball out wide, a bit faster than what's necessary at the moment, instead of taking that contact in and resetting.
Bind. Talked pre-game about having a gap. See you again.
Let's go, reset. The big trouble, let's go. Yeah. Second. Second.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
So Afui with the scrum feed. Twisting around the left-hand side, goes out to Nona. Nona double pumps Elisaya. Elisaya. Strong runner of the football. Draper comes into from fullback, goes on the boot. Does it beat everyone over the sideline? No, it doesn't. Burnett.
Leave it. Penalty advantage.
Penalty advantage now. Just the ball pops up into the hands of the Reds development player, but
Need to play the ball on your feet.
Just looks like from the Reds development, the number 11 Wilson, the ball was on the ground. She couldn't help herself. She tried to grab that one, which the ref wasn't having. So we take another look here.
I think she just looked up and thought, oh, you didn't see that ref, did you? But unfortunately, referee Ling, she did. And we are now just inside the halfway line.
Ooh.
One there.
Scrum or line out. Maddie, scrum or line out. Yep.
Let's go, ladies. Hard scrum.
Yo.
So plenty of action coming up there, Kiri, as well, with the Wallaroos playing. It's an exciting time, and obviously the men playing in the World Cup and the Wallaroos playing. So looking forward to the next chapter of the Wallaroos journey.
Yeah, a number of test matches coming up for the Wallaroos. Obviously the second instalment of the O'Reilly Cup against the Black Ferns.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Scrum half decides to dart down the blind side there, beats one, beats two, gets driven back in the tackle, supported by Rabaka. Now, the Queensland Reds development team. Malloy coming out of the scrum and driving through. Over the top of the ball is the number 8, Tonga. And she reefs it out and gets tackled by her Sunnybank clubmate, Renee Nona. And to run another big boot. That's a great kick now, Draper. Can't do anything with that. The ball runs over the sideline. Ellie Draper, the vice captain of this team this afternoon, watches it go over, and great kick by the fly half.
Fantastic work here from the banker, Luana Tonga. I spoke about her at the beginning of the game as one to watch out for this afternoon, and she's certainly been busy around the park. It's influential in the Sunnybankers season for Queensland Premier Rugby, making it all the way to the grand final.
Set down by White on your side. Oh. High tackle. Number 7.
Yep, all good. We want territory? Yep. Deep breaths. Let's go, deep breaths.
So just see here the clear communication from Maddie Shuck, who looks to be stepping in as the skipper this afternoon with the late change of Alina Greenhall out.
Mary? Mary? Nothing wrong with that maul. Just that high tackle at the end, okay?
Yep.
White is live.
Great communication there by the referee Ling. Nothing wrong with it, just a high tackle in there. So, again, Evage goes up, takes that ball down, sets it up nicely. Great driving through. Good work here from the Reds Development 15. Just taking their time. Arm goes up for an advantage. Got a free shot.
Number 7 through the side.
Nice.
So Amelia Brown, that's back-to-back penalties for the number 7. High shot and also coming through the
Number
side.
7, she can't come around the side. The side.
Same thing. Yeah, same thing. Let's get set, let's get long. Yep.
As the challenger team lacking a bit of discipline at the moment, is marching this Reds development side down the field. And for a side like this, with just the wealth of experience that they have, very hard to defend when they get close to their line.
So it goes over the top.
Roll!
Rabaka. Nona.
Get it, put him out!
Good strong run from the number 8, powering through, getting up to the 5-metre line. Afui out to the second rower. Knight taking 2 or 3. The ball a bit messy out there, but Tiana Malloy, she takes it, and Tiana Malloy gets her second.
And she's got a double.
Tiana Malloy comes away. Last week we saw the hooker, Somalangi, for the men's team, 4 tries. And she's got 2 so far. They don't seem to smile anymore. This must be a common practice for hookers getting so many tries. What do you reckon?
Thanks, Roy. Here we are.
Far too often the hookers are crossing the line. This Reds development team just
Every time I go to
haven't
check
been
the
down
time.
their end very often. I think this is almost just the second time that they've been within their 22, and they come away with points once again. Tiana Malloy just picking up the scraps there from Knight's placement. Once again, she had a number of challenger defenders on her, and she powers over to that line. As you mentioned, Chet, the hookers just seem to be the highest try scorers of the team these days.
5. It's not head.
So conversion successful. Afui with the green on the face there.
We've got a minute on that, don't we? Back from kickoff.
So 12 points to
Got a
nil
minute.
at the
For kickoff,
23-minute mark, 24th minute
Yeah, got
mark.
another 30 seconds.
And the Challenger 15 doing a lot of
that's
defending,
right.
but really
Got
throwing their
another 30
bodies on the
seconds
line,
the
and
kick.
the Reds development team not getting all
Yeah,
their
it
own
was-
way in the first 24 minutes.
I've been very impressed with this front 3 from the Challenger Series, Sikameti, Tuana, and Fanuatanu. They've been busy around the park all afternoon. Sikameti, just a young player herself, has had a number of great runs.
Rabaka offloading in traffic there. And oh, great pickup by Shook. How good's that? The front rower.
No clear legs.
Let's go territory, let's go territory. Going 60! Going 60!
Well, how good is that? You can see the experience taking on the youth and enthusiasm, and how good is that for rugby? We'll do that later on. It sounds like a very...
The skipper there, Shuck, just promising Anna Rafui that she'll get her chance a bit later in the game, hopefully when everyone's a bit more tired to have a run.
Rebecca there takes a long, looks around and decides to, I'll put it down here now, and Joanna Rebecca gets her first try of the afternoon.
And it seems to be the right call there by Shuck. This Reds development side getting to their try line once again have just been damaging. It was an overthrow over the line out, but Rebecca was there to pick it up, and there was no stopping her. She had all the momentum and speed behind her, and she crosses in that far corner, making it look quite easy for her first try of this afternoon. And this Reds development team is starting to open up.
Anything, boys?
Rebecca there, a strong, powerful runner.
Excellent chat.
The Reds development team going ahead, 17
15.
points to 0. Challenger 15, just losing out in that battle.
5.
Just 50. You can hear the referee in the background there, the shot clock for this Challenger series as well. So I'm sure in the men's game a lot of quick conversions being taken, but keeping that ball in play for as long as possible.
Jimmy, can you kick us that ball? Oh, no, she's got one. Sorry, take it back. Nope.
As a
No,
former
no, no,
player
no.
as well, trying to keep that ball in play for as long as possible. I'll tell you what, it's nice to get a break now and then, isn't it?
That's right.
Yep.
So here we go again. So the Reds 17, development 15 lead, the Challenger 15 0, and the try scorer Rebecca accelerates through. Taken well. Great tackle over the top of the ball. Was the development 15. And Byrne is on the park there. Cleaned out is Ackland. Going down the left-hand side of the park. Just short running here from the Reds development 15. Some friendly fire for Rafui.
Taken back.
Draper. Nice kick, just doesn't get past the winger. Ball bounces up and comes all to Elisaya. Turns around, gets what, beaten 2, beaten 3. Elisaya looking for work now. Now a little bit of momentum for the Reds development, and
Put it down.
so wasn't releasing in the tackle there, and now Tuana to find touch.
It's a good response from the Challenger team there. The Reds a little bit disorganised. They didn't have a half. Looks just decided to take it in herself, but she was unsupported. The Ebbage there looked to be calling her to go the other direction.
Ebbage just getting on the inside. Oh, great work there by Byrne.
Advantage, knock on.
Press. Drifting in, gets wrapped up by Rebecca there. And the scrum half wants the ball going back to the right-hand
Advantage over
side.
for the knock on.
Short passing, great work down the right-hand side, over the top of the ball, and just drifts out of the hands.
They had quite the run on there, the Challenger series side. Khaleesi Longapoa, fortunately passing that one forward.
Boxer. Yeah, thank you.
So we come back to Longapoa's earlier Hilfer, winning that ball back. Fortunately, producing the error. Both teams will pack a scrum.
Can we send the prop?
Time off.
Great work by Blackman. And
Rory, am I hearing that right? Rory? We can
It's a good shift down the Rhine. We had Lawrence into space and quite a lot of speed herself.
Oh, no, from the challenger team. Wrong team. Okay, uncontested, sorry. Let's go.
Happy for the break. Just front rowers.
Uncontested, stay fully bound till the ball's out.
Bound to the ball's out.
Yep.
Well, uncontested scrum here today. It's an interesting one, and
Crouch!
you can see now
Bind! Set!
there's been a couple of changes since the team sheets have come in, so maybe it's a Nona. Davidson to Draper. The wrap around there by Davidson. Takes on the line. Takes straight through the middle against Cole. Good battle there by the two number 12s. And a short passing. Good contact there by Williamson from the University of Queensland club. Malloy. 2 tries already this afternoon, and the front rowers all meet down the left-hand side of the park.
Hands out! Hands out!
Byrne over the top of the ball. Gets told to get out of there. Ebbage. Driving through the middle. Like the way she plays, just straight. Afui looking around, gets an offload there and got support on the right-hand side. It's got Nona. Also got Draper as well. Afui now. Slow the ball. There's numbers down the left. Alisaya. Ball hits the ground. Rabaka again. She looks up. Goes straight through the middle. Rabaka pops the ball back on the inside. And could just the ball popped out, but just could not get her arms over the top of it. Try line is just there. Rabaka claiming the try, and the try it is, and it's a third one. Stop it. Tiana Malloy, she hits a back-to-back-to-back hat trick, and still no smiles for the hooker.
There's a shift there from Elisaya out to Rebecca, who was well wide on that left wing. Once again, Tiana Malloy just finds herself the right place at the right time,
What time do you want me to tell you?
powering through challenger defenders, and she gets a hat trick for this afternoon.
Well, there's plenty of defence there for the challenger 15, but just that little shift in momentum. And Tiana Malloy shifted to the left-hand side, and try time smile. Tiana, it's sensational. 3 tries in the first half as well.
Just making it look quite easy, Chet's powering through defenders left, right and centre.
15.
So as we mentioned before, don't forget there's a few different variations in this challenger series. The shot clock, also the line out and the mark inside their own 50 as well, which you saw in the men's game last week open up a couple of times. So you can take a mark inside your own 50 anywhere. And we saw a couple of wonderful attacking plays. So the front row have done their first shift of the afternoon. Some people don't score 3 tries in their whole career, whereas Tiana Malloy, we'll surely see her back for a second stanza later on. Now, good run coming out of trouble from the kickoff. Nona goes out to some fresh legs. Setu takes a good run, so the Setu, Civilio as well, all coming with some fresh legs for the Reds Development 15. Nona puts a boot to ball, gets plenty on that and gets some real estate, and Lynham, the bounce of the ball is being chased by the kicker. Looks up and Nona chasing her own kick, driving through there, and great work by the number 10 for the Reds Development. Tuana, the South product, just putting that over the sideline and slowing things down a little bit. And it is one of the common phrases, isn't it, Gary? Your kick's only as good as its chase from Renee Nona there. Played number 12 last week, goes to fly half, and chasing your kick is really important. Ebbridge with a big grab. So again, the straight running, caught that one round the ankles. Ebbridge off-throws to Rabaka. Two strong running forwards. Draper coming in from fullback, looking for the ball in hand. Afui looking around, can't find LSI. LSI there for support. And again, just a little bit roll. We've seen that penalised in the past, but Nona. Nona looks up, looks around, accelerates through. Afui out to Draper. Draper. Little short pass to the right winger. Wilson. Wilson, she'll score. And that's just relentless, isn't it there, Kiri? Also not wrapping that ball up, and the offloads are killing the Challenger 15.
Started off the back of Renee Nona, just spotting a little gap there through the Challenger side. And Ellie Draper, they had nothing but numbers ahead of them in the overlap out wide to Wilson. It just looked either one of them could have gone through themselves, Draper or Abaka. But it was Wilson who finished it off out wide. No defenders in front of her. Just some nice patient shifting from this Reds development side. The offload did have a little bounce before it found Wilson's hand, but she'll cross over for her first try this afternoon.
Fui there just pushing it to the left-hand side. So 27 points to 0 for the Reds Development 15.
I'm really impressed with Renee Nona this series, Chet. We see her just getting a bit of attention to her wrist there with some extra strapping. Really coming to her own in this fly half jersey. Stepping into more of a senior leadership role within this Red side. Just building with confidence every time I watch her play.
So again, goes straight down into the 22. And winding up, getting close to our half-time break. Nona getting out to the bench players, providing an impact there for the Reds Development 15. Draper shows, goes, dances round, goes again. Draper accelerates through the line. The fullback started looking for work. Rabaka gets that ball away from the body. Afui. Civilio. Nona this time goes herself again. Just the defensive line came right up in the face and made her decision for her. Osaya goes out to the try scorer. The ball comes out the front of the hands, and just don't forget, be a part of the new era of the Queensland Reds in 2024 with a new head coach, new recruits, and 7 blockbuster fixtures here in Brisbane. There's never been a better time to be a Queensland Reds member, and on sale starting soon from $120. That's just $17 per game. So head to Reds Rugby to become a member today. So $17 new facility. If you haven't been out here yet, it's a great place to watch rugby from. And the hill will be heaving in 2024.
Stay.
Tony kicks that, gets that ball away. And nobody home down there for the Reds Development 15. Nice smart play by the fly half. Saw there was no winger back there and goes all the way down the back, and we've got Civilio now. Finds Mussy. So he looks around and makes no mistake. Goes out, accelerates through. Broken play in front of her, and the open side flanker of Amelia Brown.
Number 22. Leave it! Playing penalty advantage, 22 offside. Leave it!
Background there. Traeger, Rabaka. Tries to get on the outside, pops back on the inside to Davidson. Davidson. And that was one of the other rules there, isn't it, too, Kiri? The advantage is over after 4 phases or like a line break or a positive
Time
kick.
off.
So another one of the
We're going to need 2
the
subs.
changes as well in this
Desire.
Challenger Series.
Bring it in, we'll bring it in.
Just see here 2 of the Challenger Series players getting a bit of attention. It looks to be a bit of friendly fire of a head clash between the 2 of them. Starting to be each other's physios at the moment.
Are you okay? No, are you okay?
Possibly comparing
Okay.
eggs on the foreheads, unfortunately. Quite a nasty run in there, it looks.
Oh, that's an egg and a half. That is, oh, that's not funny, but let me tell you, they hurt. Oh, the friendly fire there from both. Kolb there from University of Queensland.
Going off that, happy with it? 46. Yep.
So both probably having to come off for a, where they've Lillian Kolb there coming
Jacob,
away.
they're both all right.
I don't know why it is. Always somebody comes off worse than the other person. The other one's got a very hard head compared to their colleague.
Excellent. All right. Time on. It's a scrum. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Sorry, over here.
So Lillian Kolb has to go to work tomorrow morning and say, what, how did that happen? Good conversation starter around the
Sorry,
tea
time's
room.
still off. Yep. So you can just set up. Just waiting for a sub.
Yeah, we're on. Yeah, I got you. Let's go.
Yeah, okay.
If 8 comes at you.
In your playing days, Kiri, you're a mouthguard wearer?
Yeah, time's off.
I was.
I've seen a
Okay,
couple of players
excellent.
running
Time
around no mouthguards on it. Like, you know, even in that scenario there, although she got hit in the head, just protecting your teeth, I just can't see how people
Set.
do it without a mouthguard. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. A couple of games I didn't wear one and regretted it terribly, so I always kept a mouth guard on.
Yeah, it's just that friendly fire from anywhere. So here we go. The Challenger 15 now with an opportunity. Just in the breath of half time. There's the 10-metre line just there, working their way out of trouble. Sikamete. It's driven back, gets that ball back well. Big cutout pass, trying to get the... Out to the, oh, good contact by Elisaya. And she reefs that one out there. Great work there by the number 13. And Burnett decides, I'll take this under control and I'll put this out over the sideline. So well, there we go. 17 points to... There's half time. So it was a bit of an arm wrestle there, Kiri, and obviously a lot closer than it was last week. Great to see the Challenger 15 really stepping up.
Yeah, some pockets of really good play from this Challenger 15 side, but ultimately it's Reds Development who have strung together most successful courses of play with their experience that they have in here, as we'll see. Opening scoring account by none other than Deanna Malloy. Just doing a lot of groundwork. See Ebbage there pulling that ball in. Malloy going over to cross for one of her 3 tries this afternoon.
That was a good run by Ebbage at the start there, and it just kept going from there.
And we see here again. Once again, it was a second rower who began this phase of play of just that forward momentum. And Malloy just finds herself in a really key and crucial position, playing fast, picking up that ball and going straight away and catching these defenders on the back foot. As we see here, as a loose ball, the placement wasn't great. Malloy, she wanted it, she picked it up and she just went with it. Her second of this afternoon, and it's a fantastic run here from an overthrow picked up from Rabaka. No one was stopping her, picking up that speed, crossing over in the far corner.
Very casual style, isn't it? Very, we'll get there sooner or later, so.
Once again, Rabaka linking up with that sideline, she's pulling in those defenders. Tiana Malloy And after this just small groundwork, I think more than 3 to 5 metres in it, she's staying low and she's powering over for her hat trick. So the last try from the Reds development, Renee Nona spotting a gap and powering through. And Draper linking up with Rabaka for the offload, just finds a ground, but there was enough time for Wilson to pick that one and cross over.
That one there, and we saw they try there for the winger. So that's all for half time now. So the Reds development, they lead 27 points to 0. We'll be back in just a few moments for all the second half action. We'll see you very soon.
territory.
Welcome back to the second half action where the Queensland Development 15, led out by Renee Nona, taking on the Challenger 15. 27-0 at half time. So the Challenger 15 as well, really stepping up since last week in that as well, and it's about 10 degrees cooler today.
The women's game.
And the
Queensland Reds Development currently leading.
real encouraging effort. So let's just hope a couple of points are scored by the Challenger 15. Michael Chetler's my name, and joining me again this weekend is Kiri Lingman, Wallaroo and Super W player. Kiri, a nice half for the Challenger 15. Also the Reds Development just doing the little things right, and Tiana Malloy getting 3 tries in that first half.
Yeah, some pockets of really great work from this Challenger 15 side, but as we see with our scoreline, the Reds Development coming ahead as the far superior team in the first half, obviously welcomed by the fact that they have a number of players who have consistently played together this year.
So the ball goes down and taken by the Reds Development 15 image. Goes out to Davidson, who's been enormous today. Comes back on the inside now, real opportunity. Nona goes out to the front rowers and just taking it through the middle, rumbling through the middle, getting a bit of momentum. A big hit, big contact, great work there. I'll tell you what, they'll be looking on the left and right hand side now for the Challenger 15 defence. Draper hands up in the air and the arm goes up for a advantage now. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Let's just keep saying low. Rabaka. Pick and drive again. Folletti. So just patience now from the Reds Development 15, what their coaching staff, and Nona goes outside. Simple on the right-hand side and just couldn't convert. And Jess Craig, the right side winger from the West Club, just goes over the right shoulder.
Well, this Reds Development side picking up where they left off in the first half. Great momentum here in the opening few minutes. Really impressed with Rebecca Davidson in at 12 this afternoon. She was part of the Challenger Series last weekend and was a standout.
When you're ready.
Has earned the opportunity to move into this Reds Development team this week.
Time off. Yeah, sorted. Sorted. Jacob can just jump off. Okay. Time on.
So the Challenger 15 coming out of trouble. Just met with a... Well, that's a tough call there. It was basically, you saw Rabaka there, blocked in on the ground there, but the referee Ling wanted to move out of the way, and again, they have to move out of the way, but yeah, tough one for the blindside flanker.
It's a breather there for the Challenger Series. Will just slightly find themselves out of trouble up against Reds Development try line.
Advantage, knock on.
So the Reds Development now get an opportunity.
Yes, still uncontested.
It's one of those challenging things. Chet's having a team that hasn't spent a lot of time together. Set piece really becomes crucial.
As well, guys.
Quite hard to manage during the game.
Bind. Set.
the uncontested scrum now.
Heads down.
Now the inside centre again, just goes straight through the middle. Davidson has not stopped all day. Great work here from the Reds Development 15, holding on to everything Challenger 15 now. The pick and drive takes it half a metre. Again, just taking their time. The Reds Development 15 working on their structures. Drive. Oh, good contact there. Great work by the Challenger 15. Driving in, twisting the bodies around. Short pass.
Yep.
Should that be a try? Yes, it is.
Bit tight.
And try time there.
Yeah, thank you.
Nina
Yep.
Paletti from the Brothers Club. And great drive here there, Kiri. Good drive off the line, but just ran out of numbers.
Yeah, this Challenger team was pouring defenders into that ruck just then. Managed to push them back, but
The Reds bench.
fortunately forgot about the other side of their defensive
please.
line, and just a little pop-off to Nina Paletti. She had a number of her teammates assisting her over that try line.
Yep.
This Reds development side just playing with a lot of patience and consistency,
Yeah, yeah, closer.
particularly when they're getting within scoring range. High percentage of their tries have all been from the front row this afternoon. Alana Elisaya, who's not your quintessential kicker, has a go at conversion.
Maddie?
Well, I have to say, she was on the shot clock there. She came from halfway and
Right.
always smiling, Elisaya.
Next scrum, yes, we can go back to competitive field goals, right? Yeah, thank you.
We were speaking last week after the game, Alana Elisaya, the quiet assassin. Rabaka takes that one on the charge and the pass just in traffic. Rabaka just needed to take that one in.
Scrum or line out? It'll be contested if it's scrum. Scrum, it'll be contested. Yeah, it'll be a contested one. Yep. It's been knocked on.
We had a number of injuries in the first half, forcing the game to go to uncontested, but we look to be back to full contingent on both sides. Return to contested scrums.
Second in. Hold up.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
So scrum time now. Driving through the middle, good meters. Nona over the top there, and Renee Nona latches on there. Did need to ask her twice. And the Reds Development 15, they get a relieving penalty. Oh, the ball doesn't go out. That is a coach killer. Absolute coach killer now. Lynham looks out to the pace of Lawrence. So Maddie Glassick from the East Club at scrum half for the Challenger 15 in jersey number 22. She wants to play this fast. Glassick goes, looks around, shows big fend, big left-hand fend, releases the ball in contact. And Evage over the top of the ball, just can't seem to attach herself onto the ball. And a little short pass, not the nicest pass in the world, but again, the Reds Development 15 with an opportunity. Evage has just been relentless, the number 4.
Leave it. Advantage over.
Draper accelerates through. Nearly gets to that last, front row. Oh, big contact again. Nona offloads out. Looks around to the left-hand side, takes through. Nona laps around again, shows, goes. That's a 22-metre line there. Renee Nona really started to ask some questions. of the Challenger 15 defence. Another short pass again. Passing in traffic, goes back inside to each other, and the knock on there. Great work there by the Reds development, but the Challenger 15 frustrating the Reds 15.
Make sure we get enough threes. Yeah, Anna here. Big Anna here, let's go.
Miscommunication there between Paletti and Setu, trying to get that offload away. Wasn't the right call. As you see here, Setu, who first offloaded to Paletti, tried to offload again back to Setu and unfortunately caused the knock on.
Set! Penalty advantage, not staying square.
Advantage. Again, great chopping tackle again. Gee, the defence by the Challenger 15 front row. Atuan has been very relentless all day.
No advantage, not staying square. Right here.
The fatigue setting in for this Challenger series. Back-to-back penalties within the 22 of this Reds development side, gifting them opportunity after opportunity.
Yep. Time off. Hold. Yep, brilliant. Thank you. Time on.
So Jess Craig from the West Club getting an opportunity. Evich takes it well, driving through the middle now. This is where the front rowers love it. Jess Craig looking around. Will she add to the front rowers club today? 5 metres, driving through the middle there. The line opens up. Has she got a little bit too early? She has.
Number 27, collapsing. Yeah, I know.
Let's go, babe. You can do better than that. Let's go.
So Kolomontangi from the South Club collapsing, but
Mary?
It was a well put together maul from the Reds development. It was just that last phase of play to cross over.
No, you can't.
Valiant effort from this Challenger side holding that ball up.
hits the target again. It looks like on the outside.
Scrum or line out? Mary? Line up.
Another opportunity now for Mary Tawana for the Challenger 15. Some tall timber here, 5 metres out from their own try line. Finds the target, goes off the top. Shifts it down the left-hand side of the park. Now, this is really dangerous play, but great work there and great read by Rebecca Davidson coming in off the line.
Back.
A good purchase by Tuana and finds that one there, so.
Reds, use the line.
Eva Robertson now. Just dropped short and a little bit, the fatigue factor now starting to kick in, and both teams now with the Reds development 15 getting the ball back. Jess Craig takes a big, strong run, the front rower. Wow, what some contact there, but gets that ball back. Craig says, I don't want it. You take it over. The Reds development 15 now picking and driving, taking some time, 34-0 up. Just momentum now. Picking and driving. Ravaka goes for the line again. Another free shot here for the Reds development 15.
22. You can't play that ball on the ground.
No.
Maggie Glassick, she's just come onto the field and
Ball off feet.
tried to play the ball on the ground. And you see a yellow card from it. Although her first infringement seems to be a bit of a collective yellow card from back-to-back discipline issues from this Challenger Series side.
Let's go, Eva.
Classic looked up and thought, no, that can't be me. And you know what, in that scenario there, Kiri, as you know, you sometimes just have to give away that penalty, don't you? Lay there, or it is a risk, but it's something you've got to do. And now 5 metres out. Jess Craig, the scrum half from the West Club. Screws around, not the nicest in the world for the scrum half, but Nona.
Yeah, got it.
A lot of changes here this afternoon. Jets always moved to almost rolling subs. This Reds development side are almost back to their starting lineup. As we see the return of Shuck and Alapeta Nagamo back in a loose and tight head.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
So Challenger 15 being warned about there. Screwing the scrum now. Draper takes to the line. Draper, Elisaya, long pass out to the winger. And there's a try to the Reds. Development 15. And great work there. Just numbers down the right-hand side there and a try time. So 39 points to 0.
Momentum was building here. And he's looked up
Georgia.
and Reds development had the overlap, nothing but numbers out to the right. Georgia Flood was the one to finish it off. Ellie Draper, she's been influential this afternoon in that fullback position, just drawing in defenders before finding Elisaya, who floated that ball out to Flood. Crosses over for her first try this afternoon.
Flood from Nambour as well, so up into the water up in Nambour, so a good part of the world and not the greatest conversion successful in the world. But don't forget, Saitama Panasonic Wild Knights are coming to Ballymore Stadium November, Sunday the 4th at 3:05. The Queensland Reds take on the Panasonic Wild Knights from the Japan League One competition 2024. Queensland Reds members gain exclusive pre-sale access to the purchase tickets. So become a member via redsmembership.com.au and be the first to purchase tickets. So tickets are limited. So we'll probably see a number of challenger players from the men's game in that tournament. But we start again. 39 points to 0 goes now. Elisaya doesn't even think about kicking. Takes on 2, takes on 3, and still gets that ball back. Craig to Nona. Cut out pass. Good chat by the scrum half here. Wanted a wall and Draper gets on top of that one. Now, let's see what the Challenger 15 have got in store. Great opportunity. Good pop pass in a breakdown. And the ball went backwards there now. Baker from Brothers just takes it through the middle. And Glamore, both front rowers there, back on the park. The scrum half looks up. Draper beats one, beats a second. Over the top. The ball's not a kind one. To right now. Well, the front row there accelerates, goes from 0 to 100. So Nona looks out to the right-hand side and there's cleaning up. Good shot pass. Great pass. Another great pass as well. Into traffic. Look at the foot race there, left-hand side. Evic, the arm goes out. Evic, she gets taken with a great tackle by Tuana. And over the top of the pill as well.
Take it.
Is another front row on her second stint. Nona Great play here by both teams, and this straightens things up. And the Reds Development 15 picking and driving, taking it closer each time. Well, what about that one there? You would have put a couple of dollars on Ebbage to make that, but coming out of nowhere, Tuana, absolutely bone rattler of a hit.
That's right, Chet. She came out of nowhere. This challenge side scrambling in defence. It was a lovely offload to Robertson, who turned on the gas and found Ebbage, and Ebbage just had one more to beat until Tuana absolutely blindsided her. And the rest of her team flooding back defensively to earn the penalty. It was great defence from the Challenger 15 side.
Backwards.
Coming out of trouble again. Really been testing the stamina for this Challenger 15.
Advantage.
So Amatangi.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, thank you. Yep.
Quick tap for the Challenger 15, looking around. There's no support there, but goes to the left, and Rana has been safe at number 10. Oh, good run, strong run through acceleration.
Yeah, where it is.
Connection there.
Yeah, excellent.
Now Elisaya takes it to the line and beats the first, beats the second. You would have thought for all money. Oh, floats to Shook. Shook. She'll score, will she? Yes, she will. Well, Maddie Shook coming back for her second stint this afternoon. And Elisaya offloads, and what a try for the front rower.
Yeah, it was both teams with the quick tap and go, and Elisaya grabs it, and she was away, evading defenders left, right and centre, just bouncing off Challenger defenders before the little offload to Maddie Shuck, who again also had defenders all over her, but too much power to cross under the post there. Started off by a fantastic pilfer from Davidson. Elisaya opting for the kick again. Still not successful on that one.
I know we spoke after the broadcast last week talking about the Reds team, etc. And Alana Elisaya, as we're talking, not the biggest human in the world, but as you said, she's a strong character, and this is exactly like you explained. Look at that.
That's right. There's one thing to mention here is that Tuana absolutely took out a second rower, Rosie Ebbage, a few minutes earlier, had a go at Alana Elisaya and just became flying off. She's one of the hardest players to tackle.
Yeah.
She's always smiling for what I see as well, so loves the rugby. So here we go, 61 minutes gone, 44-0. And although that scoreline is
20 seconds.
very one-sided, it hasn't been all that one way. The scorecard is flattering the Reds development team, and the Challenger 15 have done very, very well. As the ball goes down deep again to Siren, no kicking there. Straight through the middle again. Afui back on the park now. Draper going to the back door now. Here's numbers and just pops the ball. Davidson, she saw plenty of space in front of her and the ball just popped out.
Well, Davidson, she's been fantastic all afternoon. Can we see again, once again, Alana Elisaya just bouncing off defenders. Had a look up at this line, and massive overlap from this Reds development team. I don't know if Davidson knew that herself, that she had defenders out wide, and she's gone to pass that ball before she's even collected it, but back a scrum here for the Challenger side.
Yeah, advantage.
So just a drop on, just a drop tired this time of the day. Now goes, oh, Shook goes straight through the gap. She looks around, takes on the fullback. Well, there's some great post-contact meters from the front rower. Afui there. Ebbage. Draper. Out to Mussy. Mussy looks around. Can she get that pass away? She can't. Over the top of the ball is a Challenger 15. The referee gives a penalty. Well, I'll tell you what, we're talking about the front rowers club. Tiana Malloy scoring tries. Shook running many metres, but what about this from the open side flanker? Gee whiz, there's some really, this game could open up in the next 10 or so minutes.
Megan Prinsloo, she was all over that ball and the referee really made her work for it. She was tugging it up for a good few seconds before she earned that penalty.
So now plenty of fresh legs in the park, going short. Oh, the colliding, but Marcy over the top of the ball, and she got a hold of that.
Advantage, hold the ball. No advantage, hold the ball.
There's a square for Marcy. She, Afui.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry, knock on.
We're just trying to take that fast and got in the way of each other.
We heard her earlier, she's wanting to take that fast tap all game.
Yeah.
She finally saw a chance, but wasn't able to collect that one off the tap, and it's just a missed opportunity there.
Bind, set. Stay close.
Acceleration, there's great work there by Tuana. Decides to go to the boot. Will everyone get beat to the sideline? It does. Well, Bree Shepherd was just sneaking back on the inside from the Brothers Club, just coming back on the park.
Some great eyes up footy there from Tuana. She spotted a little gap and felt like she was a bit isolated and seemed to put that one onto the boot. It's a lovely little wraparound play and straight down the middle. A number of Reds development defenders around her.
Advantage, has been knocked on.
Looking at the numbers here in the Challenger 15 squad, 6 South players, 5 West and 3 Brothers, and they're the bottom 3 teams of the competition. So giving those girls an opportunity to step up and play in a level like this, and it's promising to see that, especially Tuana today at fly half has just been sensational, really directing traffic and giving them all the experience against the Reds 15. So back from the sin bin is Vlasic. Now that number 10 we spoke about. Now over the top of the ball there again was Marcy.
Sorry, guys.
Fatigue starting to set in for both teams.
Sorry, guys.
Last few minutes, it's been quite scrappy. The errors starting to creep into the games. We see Marcy well over that ball.
Crack! Bind! Set!
So an opportunity now for the Challenger 15. The number 8 picks up, takes to the line, takes on Malloy, playing it flanker in the non-contested scrums. Fly half short pass down the right hand. There was numbers there too, but just couldn't execute, unfortunately.
Knock on.
So,
Take
right,
back.
she gets that ball, Draper.
Advantage over.
Nice kick, the advantage is over there. And now look at the numbers here for the Challenger 15. Let's go. Ball gets away from
Roll!
Burn. And the winger comes in, takes a little bit of pressure off her tired forwards. So look at that driving through Evich. Good contact. And also Malloy. Ball comes out, nicely placed back, and the Reds Development 15 just putting pressure in defence. Evich getting caught up in there, and
Where you are, Maggie? Roll.
it's a tough gig when you've got 2 or 3 bodies on top of you, isn't it, trying to roll away? But as long as you're trying to make an effort, I suppose, and the referees should be happy.
Yeah, that's right, Chet's, and it looks to be the referee was not happy with the work there from I think both Ebbage and Malloy getting caught underneath the ruck.
So now another opportunity coming out of trouble. Just a little bit stagnant here in a great run. Well done. That's a great one by Gemma Lawrence. Accelerating, taking the contact. Now the sun starts to set. Simple maths down the left-hand side. Oh, look at this for a foot race. The pace down the sideline. And the Reds development just getting a hold. But wow, that was a real opportunity for the Challenger 15. A little bit stagnant, but still.
There's the speed there from Conway. She had about 5 centimetres more of field to her left. She might have been away. She really picked up the pace, and Challenger side will have the throw in here.
Let's go.
Taken off the top. Classic with a big Harbour Bridge pass. Another big rib tickler there. They're the ones that the players love. So Draper dances around, lifts the legs through, gets through like the hurdler.
Not on the ball. Not on the
Afui
ball.
decides to go to the box kick. No one home. The ball bounces nicely. It does to Afui. Puts it on the toe. 2 or 3 bounces. Afui.
Yeah.
Well, you're only as good as your kick. And she chased that through and adds some points to Anna Afui's total for the afternoon.
Some individual brilliance there from Fui. So dangerous in open space. As we see here, just a little box kick over. She turns on the Jets. And the bounce absolutely favours her before she puts in another little chip onto that ball and strides away over the try line. Just showing us why, in fact, she was a Selena Worsley 2023 medalist for this year. Lovely timed kick, the favour of the bounce.
15.
Some excellent pace on her. She's a spectacular talent in that number 9 jersey, and she's had a standout of the year.
Well, lucky they're not worrying about goal kicks today in regards to that one. So that was
Conversion unsuccessful, Reds.
near, but yeah, Draper again has been getting her hands on the ball. That's great eyes up rugby, and we know in the half in this Challenger series that if you can take a mark in your own half, but Afui, top point scorer at the Sunnymac Rugby Union Club in the entire club for the 2023 season as well, so for both men's and women's. So he knows how to score them. Goes over the top there. Not too long to go in this Challenger series for 2023, and again, the ball bounces up. It's a nightmare of a bounce, and the ball stays in, and the scrum half accelerates, gets over the gain line. And Tiana Malloy gets over the top of it.
Once again, a payoff for the Reds development side off of the back of a box kick from Anu Afui. This bounce has just been causing this Challenger side nightmares.
Well, 5 metres out. Tiana Malloy's not throwing the ball in. She's in the back row, I think, now. Ebbage gets that. Good talk by the second row who took that ball first, and they're drifting to the right-hand side. Referee calls first. Drive straight through the middle. The Reds, oh, well. Great strength there by Tongia, the number 8. Now, Draper looks up. This is a opportunity for the Res Development 15. Gets on the outside, the foot race down the right-hand side. Oh, 5 metres out. Still pops the ball. The Challenger 15 now will be really, really hard-pressed to keep the Reds Development
Yeah. Penalty advantage, blue offside.
out now, and that could be a try to the number 8. It is.
This Reds Development side just starting to really put the nail in the coffin. This Challenger team. It's a great run here down the sideline by Jess Craig. Little offload and the support coming through. You can just see the condensed Challenger defenders.
Take some of that off you?
Just the entire team within the 15-metre channel,
Yeah.
leaving a number of attacking
Right.
players out wide, but
Okay, thank you.
Baker just straightened up and went straight through.
Game time though, isn't it?
Sheer force and power.
30 seconds.
Slides off defenders and gets her first try for this afternoon.
And it's just not dying with that ball. Never stopping the challenge, and we see another attempt. Good contact on the ball, accuracy not there, so 54 points to 0. There we go. Great work by Kopo Olsen Baker from Brothers. Well-earned rest.
You got it. Same one.
All playing in their club socks, yet some have borrowed from other clubs, I think, today as well. So a bit confusing. Wearing the green socks at Sunnybank, but from the Brothers Club. Now, an opportunity.
Yeah. It's been knocked on in the air.
It was a well-timed kickoff for the Chase. This Challenger side,
The pressure.
as you see here, Tawana opting for the short kickoff, and Longapoa almost had it in her hands.
2 feet behind the ball. Crouch. Blind. Set. Stay.
Balls out.
Well, there's a big hit in the background there. You could hear that in the effects mic.
20.
And that was a solid bit of contact. Well, that's a great contact. You know, one of the most famous ball people in the whole world there, isn't it? Ivania Wong, the
careful.
Wallaroo, running the balls for the team.
Very experienced ball runner out there this afternoon, Jets.
Goes over the top now, and the ball
Advantage.
pops out. Another advantage here for the Reds Development.
Yeah, got you. Reset.
Crouch.
Some of
Bind.
these players now, this is their
Set.
final game
Full on bind.
Now.
this season, but still plenty of rugby to happen. Messiah playing first receiver, Draper. Just trying to get on the inside of the Challenger 15. Back line again. Just Craig. Good contact in the last couple of minutes of this Challenger series. Goes out the back to Osaya, finds Malloy. Malloy gets on the outside. Malloy can't get away from the fly half Tawana. And another penalty.
Where you are.
Maggie Glassick there, over the top of the ball.
There's only a few minutes left in this match this afternoon, but this Challenger side still putting in the work.
So the ball did not go out, so Elisaya shifting to the right-hand side now. Wilson. Wilson gets dragged down just near the sideline.
Strip
Well, a
backwards.
loose carry there in the strip. There was 3 in the tackle, and again, now, Ackland. Ackland accelerates through the line. Marcy over the top of the ball, could not connect. Solid contact just in the last couple of minutes still. Inside pass. Great work for front rowers combining with each other. Still trying everything. This Challenger 15 team. Oh. Driving tackle with the ball. Comes out. Oh, hold the phone. Looking around. Goes to, Amelia Bennell back on the inside. Glassick looking around. Taken by the fullback. Still pops the ball up. Numbers down the right-hand side. If they can shift it right, there could be some trouble. Now, drifting back on the inside. Malloy there.
Use it.
No scrum half there. Glassick gets there a little bit late. Tuana
Back.
pops the ball out.
Let go.
Brown. Well, that was real good opportunity. Tuana just throws the ball high, long.
Knock on.
Massey changes the ball from right to left, turned around. She's been real
Advantage over.
sensational this afternoon, the open side flanker for the Reg Development 15.
Ball's one. First player.
And the Hooter goes in the background. Brown takes it to the line.
Roll.
Looking again is Byrne. Driving through the middle. Classic says she planned that there to get that ball back. So this is now the last play of the day. Could it be last try wins? Well, that was a looking for, but referee says, let's keep playing.
Roll.
Taking the quick tap. Here we go. The fly half taking on Draper. Can't get away from Afui. Over the top is Marcy. Marcy gets rolled out of the way from...
Penalty advantage. Tackle entry.
Shook there, just getting
Tackle entry.
rolling all the experience in the world by the number 1, rolling over the top of the ball.
We'll take the penalty, Jets, but it's an absolute free-for-all in these closing few minutes.
Sigameti rumbling through the middle. It is going to be last try win, surely, and now. Well, the Reds driving through the middle. The Reds development team, another penalty back-to-back, and we might see a yellow card.
Come on. Maddie. Took 3 in a row. We just had 3 penalties in a row coming in from the side and going off feed, okay? Fix it. I know you're tired. Just fix it. Entry.
Great work here by the Challenger 15. Will we see the final try of this Challenger series to the Challenger 15?
Let's go.
So Brown takes it. And the Reds will be
That's down by Red.
another penalty advantage.
One
It looks
wide
like as well, get
advantage.
another opportunity going close to the sideline. The Challenger 15, they want the final try of this tournament. And the Reds development will be wanting to keep a clean sheet.
Roll!
Big contact there.
Step!
Just driving, just picking and driving, taking their time. Malloy over the top again, hands out was a call. There's the 5-metre line. Inch by inch, shifting it down the left-hand side. Tuana shows it, close, short pass. Draper, last line of defence. Draper there. She was very, very good to keep hold of that ball.
Advantage over.
Advantage is now over. Next breakdown there, you would imagine it's all over. Another penalty.
Hands in the ruck. Number 1.
We're well beyond full time, but this Challenger side, they're not giving up, and they'll have a man down in this Reds development series side just to try and claim a few points at the end.
Let go!
So an opportunity for Glassick.
Advantage.
Burn, another short passing to the front rower. Could this be the first try? Surely, that's a try, surely.
It's been knocked on. No. Yep, when you're ready.
Burn racing to the mark, just wanted to take the quick tap, and she does. Ebbage twists around, supported by Shook. Now Tonya. Rumbling through the middle. Over the top is Marcy again. The Reds development throwing everything in the defence. Brown.
Hands out! Leave it!
Marcy again. Shifting to the left-hand side. Hands will do it. Ackland beating 1, beating 2. Ebbage just holding on. No, that's
Stay 23.
Craig. Great tackle there by the Reds development. And this is just relentless defence. They get the ball back. There's only 3 metres away from the try line.
Step.
Show, go, try time! That'll do! Well, there was relentless pressure by the Challenger 15. And they get the last say. And that was sensational phase play there, Kieran. They should be happy with that last phase.
Well, they threw absolutely everything at this in the last few minutes. And they'll walk away with a constellation try and the crowd behind them.
Having a kick.
And that's all she wrote. 54 points to 5. And that's what you want to see.
Just step out of goals, please. Thank you.
We can only imagine another couple of weeks, a couple more games, and although we just see just from this week to last week a lot better synergy between the players, Kiri, so it's good to see that build-up of the last couple of games.
Thank you.
Plenty of action in the second half, Kiri, and it started off pretty early when we thought great defence here from the Challenger 15, but just numbers down the right-hand side, wasn't it?
Well, the Reds development picked up with the momentum that they had in the first half and were able to open up the scoring account again into the second half. Kept that going well along. Long floating pass. Elisaya out to Georgia Flood, who was able to cross over wide on the right wing this afternoon. So we see the lead-up work from the backs, drawing in those players, allowing their wingers to cross over. There's a lot of back and forth between both teams this afternoon, but a piece of magic here from the outside centre, Alana Elisaya. She bounced off a number of defenders, and Maddie Shuck in support, powered over straight under the goalpost. But this one here, potentially one of the best tries of the afternoon. Anna Afui looks up, sees absolutely no one at home. Puts in a box kick, and the bounce just favoured her all too well, and a little dribble off the foot, and she collects that one and crossover for a fantastic individual try. It's all Reds development this afternoon, even rolling in the changes one after the other, finding really good continuity with whatever changes they made. And number 8, Kaipo Olsen-Baker, she's a strong runner all afternoon, and she comes comes away with a try of her own because of it. But this one here, possibly the fan favourite of the afternoon, judging by the crowd. Challengers team came alive in these last few minutes, had advantage penalty after penalty, and they kept going and were able to pick up 5 points for their game this afternoon.
Well, that's all she wrote from Ballymore Stadium. The Challenger Series for 2023 is over. The Development 15, 54, Challenger Team 7. So that's it from us this afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us as we see Simon Craig breaking things down for his Queensland team. So we thank you very much for joining us. My name is Michael Chettle. Joining me this evening is Kiri Lingman. We thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Good afternoon and good night.